What is going on, everybody? Welcome back in to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. And today I'm doing another play-by-play here of the Eastern Conference first round. This one tonight between the number 1 seed in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks, taking on the number 8 seed in the East, the Detroit Pistons. Should be a good one. Tonight we got I Love Mercury back in the chat. What is up? Thank you so much for joining me. Also, Sebastian back in the chat. What is up, man? Thank you so much. And also in there, Alex Pacheco, what is up? Thank you guys so much for joining me back here on my channel. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So we got the Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Detroit Pistons in this one. Currently, Milwaukee leads the series at the moment 2-0 right now, as Milwaukee basically blew by Detroit in the first 2 games so far of the series. In the first game, Milwaukee beat the Pistons 121-86. That was last Sunday, where Giannis had 24 points and 17 rebounds in that game, and George Hill had 16 points off the bench for the Bucks. Eric Bledsoe with 15 points. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe as well, and I'll be doing tonight's game and also tomorrow. I put in a schedule for you guys already. 1 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be doing Celtics versus Pacers, and then also right after the conclusion of that game, Golden State versus the LA Clippers. But here we are tonight with the Bucks versus the Pistons. This is the first time that I've seen both of these teams actually go at it this season, so this should be pretty fun. And basically, this is the Celtics. If both of these teams do win out their rounds and continue winning, it'll be the Bucks versus the Celtics playing each other in the second round. So Sebastian saying in the chat here, pray Detroit wins, because if the Bucks win, they're going to look for a revenge against us. Yeah, Detroit, though, I think it's going to be really difficult for Detroit to win this, though. They're without Blake Griffin, basically likely to miss this entire series, it was reported, as Blake Griffin has a left knee injuries day to day for the rest of the series. So it looks like Blake Griffin most likely will not play for the rest of this series. As we look to the Detroit Pistons, leading players in this team, it's Andre Drummond, who basically carries the weight of this Pistons squad. Andre Drummond has the most double-doubles in the NBA this season, as he's had 71 double-doubles in 84 games so far this season, as he's carried the weight. But Luke Kennard has been a bright spot the past 2 games in the series, as Luke Kennard's averaging 20 points per game in the 2 NBA playoff games so far, as he's only averaging just like 9.7 points per game this season. But Luke Kennard's been a bright spot as well, 20 points per game average in these 2 games so far. So I Love Mercury putting in Blake Griffin plays for the Clippers, not the Pistons. I got him here in the lineup right here that he plays for the Pistons. I'm going to see here. Blake Griffin. Yeah, Blake Griffin injury here, but yeah, he played for the Pistons. Yeah, he plays for the Pistons now. Yeah, he did play for the Clippers before that. But yeah, Alex Pacheco asking me who's leading the series, and right now Milwaukee has the 2-0 lead in this series at the moment. I'm just going to delete this link from the channel. If you see any links here in the channel, make sure not to click them or anything. Just going to hit the report on that. Sometimes from one time each, we usually have spam links in the chat. So I'll go over the NBA playoff series with you guys. So Milwaukee leads the series in this one 2-0 over Detroit. Boston leading the series 3-0 over the Pacers. And the other side of the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Brooklyn Nets today. That score went final a few hours ago. It was a close game, 112-108. So the 76ers have a 3-1 lead on the Brooklyn Nets. Philadelphia lost the first game in that series. I was on vacation last week in Pennsylvania, down towards the Philadelphia area, and it was a huge thing. It was like all over the news. The media was covering that game, saying how the home crowd at Philadelphia booed their team after they lost that first game, but they won 3 straight. So Philly now has the lead in that series 3-1 over Brooklyn. Toronto Raptors leading the series against Orlando 2-1. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe as well. We should be getting ready for tip-off in around 10 minutes or so from now, around like 8:15 or so should be the tip-off here. Milwaukee going up against Detroit. So I'm looking to some of these stats here for both of these teams. Let's see what's going on, how both of these teams have done in the playoffs. And the Milwaukee Bucks, throughout the course of the season, they ranked first in the NBA in points scored per game. They average 118 points scored this season per game. That ranks first in the entire NBA right now. They're currently ranked third in the NBA playoffs, averaging 120.5 points per game. So Alex asking me, got any plans for Easter? Actually, I'm going to church tomorrow. My sister's playing timpani in they have like a little church orchestra that they have at the local church. So I'm gonna see her playing the timpani drums at church. That'll be at like around 7:30 in the morning, and then going to church. Gonna have basically lunch and dinner with a family, and in between lunch and dinner, I'm gonna stream those 2 games for you guys: Celtics, Pacers, and also the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers. But yeah, looking at the Milwaukee Bucks here on the offensive end, they've been really good this season. Also rebounding the ball. They rank first in the NBA, averaging 49.7 rebounds per game. First in the NBA playoffs, they're ranked averaging 54 rebounds in the postseason. That's been one of the key factors. Also, the shooting percentage for Milwaukee, shooting the ball 52% from the field in the last game. Detroit was only held to 38% in game 1 and 37% from the field in game 2. So Alex saying here, yeah, I'm going to eat and be with my family. It's going to be fun to watch you do the Celtics game versus the Pacers. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Great day to spend time with a family on Easter Sunday. We got Trenton Nguyen back in the chat. What is up? Thank you so much for joining me back in the chat here. He was one of my big subscribers throughout the March Madness tournament that I did. I basically covered the entire March Madness tournament last month, so that was pretty awesome. That was a blast, but we're going to be getting ready to go to action here momentarily at Little Caesars Arena. Looks like Detroit will be hosting this one versus Milwaukee. So tip off here momentarily. Looking at the other scores going on in the NBA, this one just went final. Denver Nuggets beat the San Antonio Spurs today, 117-103. So that game went final a few minutes ago. So yes, Trenton, that series has just been tied. So Nuggets and Spurs tied at 2 apiece right now in that series. That's a 2 versus 7 matchup. Denver, the higher seed, the number 2 seed versus San Antonio, the 7 seed. So yeah, we're going to be getting ready to go here to action here momentarily. Looking at the starting lineups for both of these teams, as starting lineups have been released for both of these squads right now. Alex saying, I was voting for Duke, but they lost, so I was voting for Virginia in the March Madness tournament, and they won, and I was happy also. My teacher. Yeah, that was just an incredible story how Virginia won the entire tournament. They went from basically first team ever as a number 1 seed to lose to a 16. Then they come back a year later. Tony Bennett plans his year of revenge, and they won it all. It was just incredible how they did it. That buzzer beater against Purdue that sent the game into overtime, and they won that game in OT. I love Mercury putting here, I can watch this game, but I want to hear your reaction. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, if you do watch the game, sometimes I am delayed. I actually don't have cable, so the way that I'm streaming the game here is that I'm able to get it off my internet service provider on Xfinity, that I'm able to stream the game off ESPN3.com. So any game, basically most of the games that's affiliated with ESPN I'm able to stream with my Xfinity internet there. I think they're like 30 seconds behind the actual stream on ESPN or so. So that's the game that I'm getting right now, the stream Xfinity. And Sebastian doing the same thing here. Tritt saying, if you guard James Harden to his side, he can't do a step back. Interesting there. Alex in the 5th grade. So Alex in the 5th grade. And yeah, that was a sick buzzer beater. And Trick, I'm in Canada, so I use TSN. Oh, wow. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I do have a couple of Canadian subscribers as well. I know I have a couple of people from the Toronto area. So yeah, the networks are all kind of different depending on where you are. ESPN is the big area for the US. I love Mercury out in Australia. Trip, a Raptors fan, and Alex Pacheco had the best breakfast today. What do you have, man? What kind of breakfast was it? I woke up to having pancakes this morning. Looks like they're just going over the pregame introductions at the moment here. Usually on the weekends, I have pancakes because we usually have more time to make them in the morning. Before I go to work in the mornings on the weekdays from Monday to Friday, what I usually have is frosted mini wheats or Life cereal. Sebastian saying, yep, he had cereal as well. So that's what I usually have on the weekdays before I head to work. Usually frosted mini wheats or Life cereal. And yes, Sixers and Nets have played a really close series so far with both of these teams. Yeah, the Sixers have won 3 straight games in a row in that series. They started off 0-1, but they've won the past 3 to take the 3-1 lead in that series. But yes, Sixers Nets is basically both of those teams are close to each other. Philadelphia and Brooklyn. So both of those teams are pretty close to each other. I Love Mercury asking me if I'm going to stream Jazz versus Rockets. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that one tonight. This will be my only game tonight. It's because I live on the East Coast of the U.S. So right now it's 8:15 p.m. on my side of the world over here. So by the time I do that late game later today, it's going to be past midnight where I am. So most likely I'm going to keep it to when there's like a night game. I'm probably going to do like the first game possible because I live on the East Coast and it'll be like past like midnight or so when I do get to see that game. Yeah, that game doesn't tip off till 10:30 p.m. in my area. Wow. And there's also NHL playoffs going on today. I know the Dallas Stars beat the Nashville Predators today 5-3. So Dallas leads that series 3-2. I was watching some of that game with my friend John over at his house earlier today. It looks like the Winnipeg Jets taking on the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis with a 1-0 lead in that game. Carolina Hurricanes going at it with the Washington Capitals. Later tonight, that game's on NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So Alex saying he has leftovers of the pancakes, so he's going to be eating that after. And he went out to Maria's with his mom. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. And Trit saying, I'm going to bed at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, the later you basically stay up, some of these games are like really late, depending on like the region that it happens in or so. Like that's a West Coast game out in Utah, so that's why that game only tips off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Alex Pacheco is out in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Wow, that is close to where I am. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can tell you where I live, and I live like 20 minutes away from you. I actually travel to Rhode Island quite a bit because I play in a sports league over there at Max Reed Field. But I live in between Taunton, Mass, and Providence. So I'm that close to you. I live in between Attleboro, Mass, and Swansea, Mass. I work in Somerset. So Reese asking me, you showing the game. I'm not able to show the game here because if I do, I'll get a copyright strike. So I cannot show the game on my channel because if I do so, I get a copyright strike. So I can only do play-by-play of it. But here we are, guys, getting ready for tip-off in this one. Pistons going at it with the Bucks. So here we are with the tip-off. It looks like the Pistons get it first. So the Pistons in the blue jerseys and red lettering. And Milwaukee in the white jerseys and green lettering. Here we are to action. Pistons have it first at the left wing of the perimeter. They pass it off to the top of the key to Blake. Oh, yeah, 23. Blake Griffin. Yeah, I think he's in the game. So here we are. Right shot at the key. That one goes down. And that is good by Luke Kennard. So 2-0 Detroit with a lead that started off 11:30 left to go in the first. I believe that was a 23. If I saw the jersey correctly, that would mean Blake Griffin's in the game, as he was dealing with injuries. Milwaukee tried to go inside a low post. Ball stolen. Detroit gets it back. Detroit with the ball. They're up 2-0. 11:14 left to go in the first quarter. They started up with the offense. They have it at the left elbow. They try to pass it inside. Reggie Jackson feeds that ball down low to the low post, left corner perimeter, and that ball goes out of bounds. Turnover by Detroit. So that ball will go back here to Milwaukee on the play. Detroit with a 2-0 lead. 10:50 left to go in the first quarter. Top of the key three by Milwaukee. No good. Hit the rim short. Rebounded by the Pistons. They take it past the timeline here. They have it at the left wing. They take the three. From the outside, they knock it down right there. And that one goes down for number one, Reggie Jackson. And they have themselves a 5-0 lead. So, yeah, I was right. I have a smaller TV here. I have a 19-inch Samsung TV. So I was trying to see if that was correct. But, yeah, it looks like Blake is playing as that ball gets tipped out of bounds, and it's a turnover by Milwaukee, and the Pistons will get it back. Perfect game to start out for Detroit right now. 10:20 left to go in the first. They have a 5-0 lead. They have the ball. It's stolen back by the Bucks. 2-on-1 fast break here. Milwaukee trying to go inside. They lay it up and in right there for 2 points of their own. 5-2 right now. With the ball, they have it trying to dribble inside into the key. They lay it up and they lay it in transition. 7-2. Milwaukee is down at the moment. Great start for Detroit in this one. We have 9:50 left to go. That ball is stolen away. A lot of steals here in the early stages. Detroit with another one. Shot in the key. It's blocked by Milwaukee. Detroit gets it back. They take the three from the left wing. No good. And that one gets rebounded by Brock Lopez. Milwaukee takes it past the timeline here. They're at the left wing of the three-point perimeter with Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe now passes top of the key. Milwaukee takes the three. They knock it down. 7-5. 9:25 left to go in the first. Detroit with a 2-point lead at the moment. And yes, the NFL draft is next week. So, yeah, a lot of turnovers so far in this one as Blake Griffin tries to go inside the low post, and that ball is swatted away. Detroit gets it back, though, on the key. They miss the shot. They get the offensive rebound. They put that one inside, and looks like that ball was tipped out of bounds with 9:05 left to go in the first. But it looks like Detroit will get it back. I'm going to update you guys here with a score once again. Great start for Detroit in this one. 7-5 lead, 9:05 left to go. Looks like at first it looked like a tip ball out of bounds. It looked like it was touched out of bounds by Milwaukee, but the refs say that it was touched out of bounds by Detroit. So Milwaukee will get the ball back. So the Bucks have it at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. They feed that ball down low to Giannis, and Giannis, no foul call, gets his own offensive board, and there we have a foul called after the offensive rebound with 8:48 left to go in the first. Yeah, poor start right now to Giannis in this game. He just tried to soar right over Blake Griffin, and yeah, that was a complete miss on that shot. That hit like the top of the backboard, but went right back to him. But Milwaukee will get the inbound here. 8:48 left to go. They lob that ball over here to the top of the key. Milwaukee tries to blow past defenders, and looks like we have a foul before the... Oh, yep. Foul when the shot was committed, so they count the bucket and one. It looks like Eric Bledsoe will go to the line for the and one. So this game's tied up at 7 here. Slow start for the Bucks, but they've got back in it. And they take the lead. So 8:45 left to go in the first. 8-7. Milwaukee has the lead here. So Blake Griffin back after injury. So that is a very good sign for the Pistons if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Taking the left wing three. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Andre Drummond. Drummond trying to go inside a low post. Misses the shot. Rebounded there by Milwaukee as Sterling Brown gets the rebound. Milwaukee takes it past the timeline. Left wing perimeter to the left baseline. Jumper. No good by Chris Middleton. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. It will go back to Detroit here with 8:17 left to go in the first. Tritt saying Bucks and Pistons are a threat to my Raptors. Yeah, Toronto right now being the 2 seed in here. We'll see how this all turns out. I think there's 3 teams from the East that have potential to make noise to go to the finals. Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston. As that shot no good by Detroit gets rebounded by the Bucks. Milwaukee trying to dribble inside. They lay it up and in transition right there with Eric Bledsoe adding 2 more to his profile, 10-7. Ooh, a little bump there. Blake Griffin tried to dribble with the ball. He feeds that pass down to the low post, and that shot gets blocked out of bounds on the play with 7:41 left to go in the first. Going to update you guys here with the score once again. Looking at the last replay here. What a burst of speed inside by Eric Bledsoe as he laid that one up and in. The score is Milwaukee 10, Detroit 7. We have 7:41 left to go in the first quarter. So Detroit will get the inbound here. They pass that one out to the top of the key. They pass it inside, and they kick it back outside. Right corner 3 by the Pistons. That one goes down from the outside, ties it up at 10. 7.5 left to go in the first quarter, 10 apiece. And Milwaukee takes a 3 at the top of the key. No good. Hits the rim short. Rebounded here by Reggie Jackson. What a big pass. All the way full court pass to Blake Griffin, who kicks that ball outside. Left corner 3 goes down for Detroit. They have a 3-point lead, 13-10. Nice assist right there by Blake Griffin. TV timeout called on the court. So right now, Detroit has the lead with the first TV timeout. 7:16 left to go in action in the first quarter when we do get back. Detroit with a 3-point lead, 13-10. So Alex Pacheco saying, I'm going to eat my breakfast now, but I can still watch the best YouTuber ever. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Trit saying, even though Kawhi Leonard's stats have dropped, he is still Kawhi Leonard. Yes, indeed. I remember him all the way back in college, how great he was playing at San Diego State as Anon, all the way from Nepal, back in the chat. What is up? Thank you so much, man, for joining me back here. Sebastian. It's starting to heat up in this one. Yes, indeed. Detroit with a 3-point lead at the moment, 13-10 with 7:16 left to go in the first. So currently on a TV timeout here at the moment. Yeah, so Alex, I live only like 20 minutes away from you. I basically know like the city of Pawtucket inside and out. I drive down Route 114 quite a bit. Sometimes I know like the whole area, basically Prospect Street, Exchange Street, Roosevelt Ave, down towards that area or so. I've been to McCoy Stadium so many times for Paw Sox games. Like I've been there like over 20 times in my lifetime. But here we are at the first TV timeout of the game, just updating you guys with the leading scores here. And yeah, I love Mercury watching on ESPN here. Unfortunately, I do not have cable, so my stream is probably like 20 to 30 seconds behind. And that's why, because I don't have cable, so I'm getting the stream off of ESPN3.com. And Anan Lama asking me, are you a drummer? Because I got the Zeldrin logo on my cap. Yes, I am. I actually went to the Zeldrin factory tour. I took a factory tour, their factory in Norwell, Mass, 2 months ago. They do all types of cymbals. It's just amazing. But yeah, I've been playing the drums since I was like 10 years old. Now I'm 23. So yeah, I've been playing the drums for like as long as I can remember. Basically, started out at a very young age. But yeah, I actually started reading music at the age of 10. So what the score is now is Detroit 13, Milwaukee 10. And Detroit has that 3-point lead, and we have 7:16 left to go in the first. We're currently on a TV timeout. We're going to get back to action here right after the TV timeout. So let's look at the leading scores here. Eric Bledsoe leading the way right now for the Bucks, 7 points right now. Giannis has been held scoreless so far in this one. 0 points so far by Giannis. And the Detroit Pistons, their leading scorer, 6 points by Reggie Jackson leading the way. It looks like 4 points has been scored by... That is, let's see, Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard has 4 points right now for the Pistons. He's been doing a really good job these last 2 games. Luke Kennard, he scored 21 points off the bench in Game 1 of the series, 19 points in Game 2. So he's averaging 20 points so far in this series. As Sebastian saying, you're the most underrated YouTuber ever. Hey, thank you so much, man. I started out on YouTube 3 months ago doing play-by-play. And yeah, it seems like everybody enjoys it. My channel just keeps on growing each and every stream, so that's absolutely awesome. Alex saying his breakfast is so good right now. Oh, yeah. I can only imagine. Cannot wait for breakfast tomorrow morning. Trit saying Sportsnet is big in Canada. So Sportsnet's basically in Canada, basically their ESPN version of the U.S. and Canada. But here we are, guys, back to action. Milwaukee with the ball at the left baseline. They pass it to the right wing perimeter. They take the open three from the outside. They knock it down. Brock Lopez, the center, with a three-point shot, and this game's tied up at 13. So 13 even, 6:45 left to go in the first. Detroit with the ball. They take it past the timeline here. They have it at the top of the key. Blake Griffin hands that ball off, and now that ball goes to the right wing of the three-point perimeter for the Pistons. They put it into the hands of the right elbow with Blake Griffin trying to back his way inside the low post. Spin move inside the low post. Blake Griffin, no good. Gets the tip in, though. And Blake gets 2 more points, 15-13. 6:20 left to go in the first. Milwaukee with the ball. Ooh, miscommunication on a pass, and it goes all the way to the backcourt. And a backcourt violation right there. Turnover by the Bucks. As that ball will go back to the Pistons there, as that was a miscommunication on the pass all the way back, and it went past that half-court line before Milwaukee touched it again, so it resulted in a turnover. Here we are, guys. 6:18 left to go in the first. Detroit will get the inbound off the Milwaukee turnover. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well. So here we are back to action. Detroit with the ball, and they pass it at the left elbow. Now they try to take the ball inside, spin move into the lane. They float up the shot. No good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Giannis. Giannis takes it past the timeline, passes, and that's a left wing three. Ooh, ugly three-point shot. Hit the rim short by George Hill. Rebounded by Detroit. Detroit now with the ball. They pass it to the left wing of the perimeter. They have it at that left wing. This is Reggie Jackson. Passes top of the key to Blake Griffin. And now that's a 3-ball from the outside. And that one knocks down. Looks like that one is good by Detroit from the right wing. 18-13 with 5.5 left to go in the first. So Anon asking me, which drum did you play? Are you in band? I was the drum captain of my marching band for 2 years back in high school. I played a high school marching band. I played the snare drum, the marching snare drum. My junior and senior year, I was the drum captain of the marching band, and I was in the marching band from 8th grade all the way to senior years. The layup goes in for Detroit, trading buckets here, 20-16 Pistons with a 4-point lead. 5 minutes left to go in the first. Milwaukee with the ball. They pass it to the left wing of the perimeter. They take the three. They knock it down from the outside when number 77, Ersan Ilyasova, hits the 3-point shot back to a 1-point game. So I'm going to update you guys here with a chat with the score. Detroit 20, Milwaukee 19. And Blake is actually playing right now. So Stim178 asking me, Blake is back from injury. He is back in this game. 22-19. Detroit got the bucket down on there, and they have a 3-point lead. Milwaukee with the ball. They pass it left corner three from the outside, and we got a foul on the play with 4:30 left to go in the first. And I think that's a turnover as well, committed by Milwaukee. So the ball will go back to Detroit. So Alex asking me, are you a Celtics fan? Yes, I am. I am a Celtics fan. Hopefully they can make a run this season. Like before the season and the offseason, they look like the best team on paper. But yeah, they've been playing back and forth. But basically, it's time to turn on the switch that Kyrie has been talking about, and this is the time in the playoffs to do so. Top of the key three, no good by Detroit, rebounded by Milwaukee. So Milwaukee gets the ball. They take it past the timeline here. Going to update you guys with a score, and that shot goes down from downtown, 22. Even right now between these teams. 22-22, timeout on the court. 4:01 left to go in the first. Going to update you guys here with a score. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe if you're new to my channel as well. I'll be back tomorrow, Easter Sunday. 2 streams for me. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Celtics versus Pacers, Game 4. And after that game, I'll be having Golden State against the LA Clippers. So Blake Griffin, yes, indeed, is back in the game. We're currently on a TV timeout. Going to let you guys know what's going on so far in this one. So the leading scorer for the Detroit Pistons happens to be, let's see, 6 points is Reggie Jackson. He's tied for the lead right now. And also that is Wayne Ellington, who has 6 points as well for the Detroit Pistons. And let's see, Blake Griffin, he started the game. He has 4 points right now, 3 assists, and a rebound. So Blake Griffin is indeed in the game. Welcome back, Blake Griffin. Healthy again, it looks like. 4 points by Blake, 8 minutes played, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Sebastian saying to Tristan, LOL, won't be surprised if Boston beats you Raptors. We'll see. We'll see what happens to Boston here in the playoffs. We'll see if this switch that Kyrie's been talking about finally gets turned on here for this playoffs. And it seems that way to the 3-0 lead so far in this one. As we will see Kyrie playing with LeBron. But yeah, we will see how that series goes. As Alex finishes his delicious food, I can only imagine that it was good. I went to the Poconos on vacation this past week during spring break. And yeah, I went to this delicious pretzel factory in the Poconos. It was pretty awesome. So I took like the 5.5-hour drive to Pennsylvania to go there. And it was pretty awesome. That's where I got this t-shirt here. I took a racetrack tour at the Pocono Raceway. But here we are at commercial break. Just going to look at some of these team stats with you guys right now. The shooting percentage right now goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Still shooting the ball well for Milwaukee. Let's see here. I have their shooting percentage. They rank second in the NBA playoffs in shooting percentage right now. Shooting the ball at 51% from the field. Right now, shooting the ball at 62% in this game. The Detroit Pistons shooting 45% from the field so far. But those offensive rebounds and second chance points by Detroit have been the way that's been keeping them in this game. 5 offensive boards so far in this one by Detroit. 9 rebounds by the Pistons. Only 5 rebounds by Milwaukee so far in this one. So offensive rebounds at the early stage of this game has helped out the Pistons a ton, out-rebounding Milwaukee at the moment, 5-1 on the offensive boards. Look, I'm going to see how these rebounds have been distributed throughout the lineup. Looks like Andre Drummond is leading the rebounding category. Not surprising here. He has 3 rebounds. Also, it looks like Luke Kennard has 3 as well. So, yeah, Kennard has been playing really well the past few games. So we're almost back to action here with this game. We'll see if it turns out to be a sweep with the Celtics Pacers. We'll see what happens tomorrow as we're back to action here. Detroit misses a shot by Milwaukee. Milwaukee takes it past the left side of the timeline. They have it at the left wing. They pass it to the left side baseline. Try to back his way inside the low post. A shot by Ilyasova. No good. Tip in is good, though, by George Hill. Milwaukee with a 2-point lead at the moment. 24-22. We have 3:20 left to go in the first quarter. Detroit with the ball trying to dribble right side baseline to kick it back outside. They have it now at the left wing of the perimeter, now trying to dribble underneath the basket, circling around. They float up the shot, and we do have an offensive foul, looks like was called on Detroit on the place of the ball. We'll go back to Milwaukee with 3:16 left to go in the first. So Alex saying, what if Jason Tatum went to the Lakers, LeBron James went to the Celtics? Would that be cool or no? I'm not sure how. Yeah, I'm not sure how helpful it would be towards like the Celtics' future, because Jason Tatum's such a young player. He has such a bright future for the Celtics if he continues playing for the Celtics or so. So, yeah, I'd like to keep Tatum as long as possible. That shot goes down at the free throw circle right there from Milwaukee to extend their lead 26-22. Right now, 4-point lead, 2:45 left to go in the first. Detroit down by 4. They have the ball. Nicholas here, can you kiss me? Classic. Hey, thank you so much, man, for joining the chat. Another missed shot by Detroit gets rebounded by Milwaukee. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Shot no good once again by Milwaukee. Rebounded by Detroit. Inside the key, the Pistons have it. They pass it back out on top, trying to make their move inside the low post. Float up the shot, and it looks like we have a foul call with 2:18 left to go in the first. Going to update you guys here with a score. We have Milwaukee 26, Detroit 22. At the moment here, we have 2:18 left to go in the first quarter. So I love Mercury punting here. Giannis has yet to score. Going to update you guys with the scoring here in this one. I think before, yep, Giannis is still scoreless in this one. 0 points. He's also rated as a -3 at the moment. 0 for 1, though, from the field. So he's only taken 1 shot so far from the field. Looked like a little scuffle getting underway with players right there. Number 23 in Milwaukee. That happens to be Sterling Brown, was going at it underneath the basket with Andre Drummond on that one with 2:18 left to go. Thank you so much, Stim, by the way, saying nice mustache. Bro, hey, I appreciate it. So here we are to the free throw line, and Detroit hits the first one, 26-23 at the moment. I have no clue how much cap space the Celtics have, by the way. I have no clue. Nicholas, hey, thank you so much, man, for hitting that subscribe button. By the way, Alex saying, I want the Patriots to get Kyler Murray from Oklahoma Sooners. Yeah, that could be a possibility. They definitely need a quarterback to back up Tom Brady for the future here, because basically Brian Hoyer is getting old himself, and Danny Etling is not really the future, as that is a slam dunk inside the low post by Milwaukee. Back to a 4-point lead. The Bucks have it 28-24. Detroit now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. And the NBA draft is this week. Pistons now with the ball at the right wing of the perimeter. Eric Bledsoe trying to dribble inside. That one's no good. No, that was Bruce Brown, number 6 for Detroit. No good on the shot by Milwaukee. Rebounded by Detroit. Blake Griffin gets the rebound. 28-24, 1:30 left to go. Detroit with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They have it at the right wing of the 3-point perimeter. They take the 3 by Griffin. No good from the outside. Rebounded by the Bucks. 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Milwaukee with the ball. Top of the key here. They pass it off to the right wing. They dribble towards the top of the key here with Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe trying to take the ball inside. Reverse hand layup. No good. Tip in, though, by his teammate. Goes down for George Hill. So I'm going to update you guys with a score here once again. I'll get to your questions in just a second. 30-24 right now with a minute left to go in the first quarter. Milwaukee with a 6-point lead. Right corner 3, no good by Detroit. A foul call with 56 seconds left. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Kyler Murray is going to go way before the Patriots have a chance. But they have an opportunity to trade up, but they'll probably get somebody else. I don't see like a scrambling quarterback like Kyler Murray, because that's usually not their style. Patriots aren't really the scrambling quarterbacks. They'll probably go after somebody else. Like, I think Daniel Jones of Duke, maybe Will Grier. It all depends, because I think Will Grier is more of like the power thrower or so. So it will all depend on who they get in the draft. Hey, thank you so much, Stim. You have the voice for radio. I actually work in voiceovers at a radio station. So that's actually what I do. I'm a production director doing like all the commercial audio stuff for my local radio station. It's based out of southeastern Massachusetts. Milwaukee has the lead 30-24 right now. We have 42 seconds left to go in the first. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. So Milwaukee will get the inbound here. They put that ball out to the left wing and the perimeter into the hands of George Hill, dribbling towards that Pistons logo at the half court. Hill now trying to take that ball inside, dribbling inside, kicks that ball back outside. At the top, they float it up at the free throw circle. They knock it down, and they have their largest lead of the game. 32-24, 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So now Detroit with the ball, trying to see if they can get some points on the board. They've been held scoreless here for the last couple of minutes. So, yeah, Patriots definitely need a wide receiver. They need somebody to complement Julian Edelman. But their biggest need, honestly, is tight end. Patriots need somebody. If somebody asks you who in the world is the Patriots tight end, who is it? I don't even know myself. They really don't have a tight end. That was an air ball with 3 seconds remaining by Detroit. Milwaukee will get the ball here. 2 seconds left to go, trying to dribble inside. Giannis floats up the shot. No good. And that is the end of the first quarter. So I'm going to type in the score here for you guys in the chat. Milwaukee 32, Detroit 24. So that is the end of the first quarter here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Going to get to your questions here. So Patriots need some wide receivers. They lost Chris Hogan earlier in the week. Now they are in desperate need of wideouts. They got Demaryius Thomas, but Demaryius Thomas is kind of on the older side or so. So hopefully he just doesn't turn out to be another Eric Decker, a guy that reports to training camp, and before the preseason, he just calls it quits. So hopefully Demaryius Thomas sticks with it. But they need somebody to complement Julian Edelman, as I Love Mercury puts here. I can't believe an Australian like me is listening to people talk about the NFL. NFL is huge in America. It is crazy. I'll let you guys know if I do start an NFL channel, I'll post on here for you guys what the channel is called. I'll post like a video. I'll post a link as well, because I'll create like a separate YouTube channel for my NFL streams, because usually the people on here like basketball. I'm going to stick to one basketball channel, and then I'm going to, if I do create a football channel, I'll stick to that football channel as well. So that's interesting. So Trit's out in Canada. He doesn't watch the CFL, but he watches the NFL. That is interesting. I wasn't sure if you guys were able to get NFL games out in Canada, but it looks like you do in some parts. But yeah, end of the first quarter here. Giannis still scoreless. 0 points by Giannis, 2 rebounds, and an assist. He's also rated as a -1 at the moment. So Alex asked me, do you think the Browns have a tiny chance to go to the playoffs or no? I honestly think the Browns can make it to the playoffs. I think they'll go either probably 10-6, most likely, maybe even 11-5 now with all their upgrades. Just basically to complement Baker Mayfield now. All the upgrades that the Browns have needed, they've got with OBJ. So yeah, they could possibly go 11-5. I'm thinking 10-6, 9-7. But yeah, I'm thinking they could go to the playoffs, because the Steelers are falling. Steelers losing Antonio Brown. Now they have to rely on Juju Smith-Schuster as their #1 wideout to have as Big Ben to throw to them. So Steelers have kind of fallen down. And yeah, Browns look really good. Cincinnati doesn't look all that great right now. They're basically on the downfall. The only thing about Cincinnati, basically, they have a new head coach. The only thing about Cincinnati that's a positive for the future is basically Joe Mixon. That is all. And also Baltimore. Baltimore looks like they're going to be pretty good as well. I think top 2 teams probably in that division, but I think it's going to be really close, that whole AFC North. I think the Steelers are going to finish in 3rd, but it's going to be really close depending on how they can do it. You can probably get 2 teams to be 10-6 in that division, and 1 team to be 9-7 as well. So Alex saying, I'm surprised the Chiefs got no Super Bowl rings. Patrick Mahomes is a beast. Yes, indeed he is. He has such a bright future, Patrick Mahomes, as that is the Chiefs are going to be a team to watch out for so many years now. If they can keep it together, if they had Kareem Hunt in their lineup, if he didn't do what he did, they would have beat the Patriots in the AFC title game, honestly, if they did have Kareem Hunt in that lineup, because he was a game changer throughout the season. But basically, they had to go to Damian Williams in that game, and he wasn't really the same as Kareem Hunt. They used basically running back by committee, as here we are back to action, and with 11:34 left to go in the second, we are back to action. Looks like there was a foul committed on the play. As yes, that NFL schedule trit is up, and Alex saying, what if Tyreek Hill went to the Pats, Julian Edelman went to the Chiefs? That is something I'm not sure about either, because Tyreek Hill, I think, is having troubles too, or something like that. 3-point shot from the right corner goes down by Milwaukee. They have an 11-point lead. I think there was something that happened with Tyreek Hill. It was like similar to Kareem Hunt or something with like an investigation and all that. So I would not want Tyreek Hill, when he's like under some type of investigation, to go to the Patriots, as Right there, Detroit banks the shot home inside, and they go to the line for the and one. So I'm going to update you guys with the score right now. 25 or 36. Yeah, 35. Yeah, 35 to 26 right now is the score. Detroit is down by 9 at the moment. Blake Griffin has 6 points right now. He's to the foul line as well. He hit the shot home off the backboard. He got fouled in the process, so I'll go to the line for the and one. And the shot goes down. Blake Griffin has 7 points right now, 35 to 27 at the moment. Detroit down by 8. 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Milwaukee with the ball. They take it past the timeline here. So the Bucks pass it off to the right corner for the 3 ball from the outside. No good. Rattles out. Rebounded by Detroit. Detroit takes it past the timeline here. They have it at the top of the key, dribbling back, setting up the offense. 10:40 left to go. Lob pass over the top, and they lose control of the ball underneath the basket. And it goes back to Milwaukee. Milwaukee now takes the open 3 at the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by Blake Griffin. The Pistons have it. 10.5 left to go in the second quarter. And Blake Griffin trying to dribble that one. Goes down, but leaves it for his teammate. Pistons still have the ball. They take the open 3. They knock it down from the outside. 3 ball goes down by number 9, Langston Galloway of Detroit. 35 to 30. 10-10 left to go in the second. Milwaukee now with the ball. They have an open 3 if they can take it with Giannis. Of course, he's going to go inside. He takes the jumper at the free throw circle. He gets his first 2 points of the game, 37 to 30. So Giannis is on the point board right now. Big lob pass over the top, and Blake Griffin puts it into the cup for 2, and he's fouled as well. So Griffin will go to the line for 1. Blake Griffin is keeping this Detroit Pistons team into this game, 37 to 32 at the moment. So let's see here. Sebastian saying, the Browns good on paper. We don't know how that chemistry will be. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all the new pieces of the Browns will be put together once the season starts. Alex Pacheco saying Pats versus Steelers. Week 1 at Gillette Stadium. Yes, indeed. Blake Griffin hits the free throw at the line. And Cameron asking me, point the camera at the game. Unfortunately, I cannot, because if I do so, I get a copyright strike on my account. So I would not be able to show the game, so I call play-by-play of it. 37-33, Milwaukee now with the ball. They pass it over to Giannis. Giannis trying to take it inside, moving into the lane, lays it up, and in. Giannis has 4 right now for the Bucks. 39-33, 9:35 left to go in the second. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons. Down below, subscribe as well. Detroit, huge 3-point shot from outside. 3-point game right there, lighting up the board from the 3 ball. 39-36, 9:20 left to go. Milwaukee with the ball. They pass it out. Right corner 3 from the outside. Hits the rim short, but it's an offensive rebound. They keep it together. So that ball was by Pat Connaughton, who had it for a second, and it looks like we have a foul called on the play. Going to update you guys with the score once again. 39 Milwaukee and 36 for Detroit. Let's see here in the chat. Alex saying, are you scared that the Pats are going to the Dolphins at their stadium? Because every time we play over there, we lose for an odd reason. Yeah, I think they play in Miami really, really early. I think it's week 2 that they actually play them in September. That is a good thing for the Patriots. I'd rather have the Patriots play in Miami when the weather is warm. Blake Griffin grabbing his shoulder on the play. Looks like he's getting up, though. 9:04 left to go. Yep, the Miami Miracle with Kenyon Drake, because they put out Gronk on the last play of the game. Blake Griffin just had the ball stripped from him, and he was down on the ground, kneeling down, grabbing his elbow, it looks like, and he is checked out of the game as well. So I'll keep you guys updated. Let's see what happens with Blake Griffin. Hopefully he's okay to get back into this game. 39-36 right now, and Brandon Bolden, yes, he is back on the Patriots. That is a good thing. Bill Belichick loves special teamers that can help out on kickoff return plays, and special teamers like Brandon Bolden. That's why they signed him again. As that shot goes down at the top of the free throw circle by Detroit, it's a 1-point game. Milwaukee 39, Detroit 38. 8:50 left to go in the second quarter. Milwaukee with the ball. They have it at the left wing of the perimeter. Ooh, banging bodies right there. That's an offensive foul committed by Nikola Mirotic of Milwaukee, and the ball will go back to the Pistons here with 8:48 left to go. So Mirotic was dribbling along that left wing of the 3-point perimeter, and he just shoved right into a Pistons player. So I'm going to update you guys with the score once again. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. 8:40 left to go in the second here. And that's a shot taken by Milwaukee. No good. Offensive rebound by Giannis. Giannis into the lane, lays it up and in. 41-38, 8:33 left to go. So Alex saying here, Sony Michel is a beast also. Yes, he had a really good season towards the end. Sony Michel is the future of this franchise. They finally have a good running back to lean forward to. So I cannot wait for Sony Michel. Sebastian, anyone else paying attention to the Red Sox game as well, or just me? I'm going to update you guys with that score during commercial break. I will for the next commercial break update you guys to see how they're doing against the Rays. Sports Boy, what is up? Long time no see. What is up, Sports Boy? Thank you so much, man, for joining me back here. If you haven't met the Sports Boy on YouTube, feel free to check him out as well. He does some pretty cool trick shot videos, so check him out as well. 41-40, Detroit missed the three-point shot, hits the rim short, rebounded by Milwaukee here. 7:40 left to go in the second. Milwaukee takes the top of the key three from the outside, hits the rim short as well, rebounded by Detroit. Pistons take it past the timeline here. 7:33 left to go as they have it at the top of the free throw circle with Andre Drummond. Drummond now passes that one back out to the top of the key. And now Detroit with the ball trying to make their move inside. Floats it up at the free throw circle. No good. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Giannis. So Sports Boys saying Red Sox 5, Rays 5, end of the 8th inning. So hopefully the Red Sox can hold on there. In that one, they really need to start pulling some wins, and no better team to win it against in the early stage of the season against the #1 team in the AL East. So currently on another TV timeout right now. Going to update you guys with a score here. Milwaukee 41, Detroit 40. Close game at the moment. When we do get back to action, we'll have 7:16 left to go in the second. We got Behind the Arc basketball fan here. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. So somebody created a channel, a fan page for me. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me in here. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well. So here we are on the commercial break. So, yeah, Red Sox and the Rays going at it right now, 5-5. It looks like the end of the 8th inning in that one. Going to see if I can get that for you, like the box score of that game to see what's going on. So, yeah, it looks like moving towards the, so it looks like Red Sox have 6 hits, Rays have 9. This game is tied up. Red Sox did have the lead, but 2 runs in the 7th by the Rays and a run in the 8th have tied this thing up. So, Alex asking me, do you like soccer? I've actually never played soccer, but I actually like to play the video game FIFA when I do have the chance. I only have everything up to a PlayStation 2. So when I hang out with my friend or so, we usually play FIFA like I did today. I hung out at my friend's house, and I usually be Team Mexico, and he usually is like another team to go along with that, like a team close to like what Mexico is rated. I think he was Cameroon today in Australia, but yeah, we usually play a lot of FIFA video games. And Behind the Arc basketball fan saying it's I Love Mercury. I just renamed myself. Hey, awesome. Thank you so much, man. So I got like a fan page going on. This is awesome. Alex putting here, I subscribe to you and put the bell for my man and like the video. Hey, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that notification bell as well so you know when I go live here on my channel. Sebastian saying, yeah, Red Sox not looking too good, but there's a lot of games yet left. Yes, indeed. Today is only 4/20. We still have May, June, July, August, September, and then the very beginning of October, basically, of the regular season. So still a ton of baseball left. So, like, no need to panic, basically. And this, if they do come out with a win here, top of the 9th, 1 out between the Red Sox and Rays, hopefully they can win this one because this will be a huge win. Red Sox right now with a record of 7-13, Tampa Bay with a record of 14-6. This would be huge to beat Tampa today if they can, because right now Tampa is the #1 team right now in the AL East. Sebastian, yeah, he's saying about the Red Sox, but Cristiano Ronaldo looking very, very good. Yes, Portugal, Portugal, Portugal. I can tell. Yeah, I can tell by your last name, Alex. You must be Portuguese. That's basically everybody from this region. I'm also my mom's side is also Portuguese. Um, my my mom's ancestry roots, I think it goes all the way back to East Providence, Rhode Island. So her family tree was born, I think, in East Providence. They grew up as. That shot goes in. We're back to the game. Underneath the basket, it goes down for Ersin Ilyasova. So 2 more points added to the profile. I was born in Providence, Rhode Island. My mom's side was born in East Providence, and my dad was born in Taunton, Mass. So here we are, back to action. Detroit tried to take the shot inside, and that ball gets tipped out of bounds on the play, and that's a turnover by the Pistons. Yeah, Pawtucket is huge, being like a Portuguese community, same as like Riverside, Rhode Island, and Rumford, Rhode Island. Also, Fall River and Somerset, Mass. Swansea as well are huge Portuguese community. Shot, top of the key, 3, goes down by Milwaukee. 6-point lead here by the Bucks. 46-40, 6:20 left to go in the second quarter. And Detroit has the ball at the left elbow, dribbling towards the free throw circle. Now they take it into the key. Drummond, spin move, shot in the key, no good. Rebounded by Milwaukee. Milwaukee now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key here, trying to move inside the key. And we do have a foul called on the play. 46-40 right now. Just going to update you guys with the score. Yes, so the Brayton Point Towers in Somerset, Mass, Alex, are coming down next week. And my workplace at the radio station that I work at is supposed to be doing like the live stream of the towers coming down. As that 3-ball goes down by the Bucks. 49-40 right now, 9-point lead by Milwaukee with 5:56 left to go in the second quarter. Looks like we have another timeout on the court here. Going to update you guys at what's going on in this game. So Milwaukee with a lead at the moment. They have a 9-point lead. Going to update you guys with the leading scores here. Brock Lopez, 10 points, the leading scorer in the starting lineup. But it looks like that is, Ersin Ilyasova for the Milwaukee Bucks, who's off the bench. He's leading the way with 11 points right now. 6 points by Giannis, 7 points by Eric Bledsoe. It looks like inside the starting lineup, that is Sterling Brown, who has not scored a single point yet. Still 0 points inside the starting 5 for Sterling Brown. So currently on a commercial break here at the moment for the Detroit Pistons. Blake Griffin coming back from injury and is doing really well coming back to action here. 13 points by Blake Griffin, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal as well. And, oh, yeah, Portuguese food is the best, Alex. That would be cool. That would be cool someday. To meet in person. That'd be pretty cool. But we got Brian Sherney here. Brian here. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on the channel. Pistons need to go big. Put BG at the 3 here. So we got Pistons fan here in the chat. What is up, Brian? If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well. Currently on a commercial break. And Milwaukee has a 9-point lead, 49-40 against Detroit with 5:56 left to go in the second quarter. So looking at the Red Sox game versus Tampa, just going to look at the score here. Still tied up at 5, top of the 9th, 5 even in that one. And, yeah, for Detroit, the Detroit Tigers, that game got postponed against the Chicago White Sox. That game has a makeup date of August 6th on it. So it's been, like, big rainstorms, basically, that's gone down in the Northeast the past couple of days. Rained completely today where I am. As a sports boy, he's live for the first time in months right now. That is awesome. That is just a great feeling when going live. Yeah, I'm back on YouTube. I actually took a week, like basically a week off to go on vacation, basically. So I'm back. So my last game before this was the March Madness tournament final with Texas Tech versus Virginia. But here I am back. I got back yesterday to live play-by-play with Celtics versus Pacers, and here I am with my second game back. As Alex saying, I used to live in Pawtucket, but I'm at my mom's house because my mom and dad are divorced. I live with my dad in East Providence, and I have 4 sisters, 5 pets, 0 brothers, and I have fun there. Yeah, East Providence is just an awesome place. I go to basically every single year. I go to Crescent Park down in East Providence. It's such a blast. It's at where they have the Blount Clam Shack, where they have like the clam cakes and chowder over there. So I've been there quite a bit. I usually go there once a year, and that place is such a blast at Crescent Park in East Providence down in Riverside. So here we are, back to action. Detroit with the ball. They are down by 9. They have it at the top of the key and into the hands of Luke Kennard. Kennard now at the free throw circle. He passes it off to the right corner perimeter to Ish Smith, and offensive rebound off the missed shot and a foul committed on the play with 5:36 left to go. So it looks like Detroit will shoot 2 here at the free throw line. Scores 49-40. We have 5:36 left to go. Yeah, it's so weird where I live. It's completely different from Pawtucket and East Providence. It's all country where I live. I live basically in a town with all like cows and farmland and trees where I am. Not too far from Route 44. That shot was a miss at the free throw line. So both of the shots were a miss, and it gets rebounded by Milwaukee. 49-40 right now as Milwaukee has the ball at the right corner, the three-point perimeter. And that was stolen away by Detroit. 5:20 left to go in the second. They take it past the left side of the timeline here. And they pass that ball out to the right wing perimeter. They take it back out to the they take it all the way back out to the right wing logo. Ish Smith trying to make his move inside, steps back out and takes the right elbow jumper. No good. Detroit has gone cold shooting the ball right now. So my name is Sal. S-A-L is my name. So that ball gets rebounded by Milwaukee. 49-40, Bucks with a 9-point lead. 4:50 left to go in the second quarter. They try to make their way underneath the basket, and they pass it off to the right wing. And looks like we do have a foul committed on the play with 4:52 left to go in the second. My birthday is October 20th, 1995, so I'm 23 years old. So the score right now is Milwaukee 49, Detroit 40, and Milwaukee was fouled on the play, so they'll shoot 2 here at the line. First shot goes down at the free throw line by George Hill, so a 10-point lead at the moment for the Bucks. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe, as well as I call play-by-play of basketball action here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Alex saying there was a gunshot next to my house. Ooh, in the FBI and the police came next to my house, and it was very scary. That was in Pawtucket also. I can imagine. There was that shot goes down at the free throw line. I'll tell you what happened during the break here, but there was like a big homicide in June in Dighton or so, and the person who did the homicide was my next door neighbor. He accidentally shot off the gun or so. He was 18 years old. It was really, really sad. And it looks like Red Sox are winning 6-5 right now. 51-42. Detroit hit that shot inside the key, and they pass it back out on top at the top of the key. Right wing 3 from the outside, no good. Hit the rim short, rebounded by Detroit. Detroit takes it past the timeline here. They have it at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. They try to make their move inside. Reverse hand layup. No good on Blake Griffin. No foul called on the play. And Milwaukee now with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. They take the 3. And wow, they hit that shot from behind the arc right there. Got the courtesy of the rim, and it goes in for Milwaukee. So it's 54-42 right now. We have 3:40 left to go in the second quarter. Detroit down by 12. They have it at the left wing of the three-point perimeter for the Pistons. They try to dribble at the left baseline. They float up the shot. They bank that. Yeah, they bank that shot. They get 2 on the board for that one. 54-44. They got fouled as well, so Detroit will go to the free throw line. Right now the score is 54-44. 44 at the moment. Detroit will shoot the and one at the free throw line. Yes, some of the cities in Rhode Island, depending at like the time of night, they can be like really dangerous to go to. Like like even some of the cities in southeastern Mass. Like you don't want to be on some of the streets out in Fall River past like 9 p.m. because it's really really scary to be out at that time. That's when like a lot of crime goes down in that area. That shot goes down at the free throw line, 54-45. We are under 3.5 left to go before halftime. 3:25 left to go. 9-point game. Milwaukee with the ball at the left wing of the perimeter. They dribble and they try to take that left baseline too. They hit the shot and they got fouled as well. So they'll go to the line and shoot the and one. As that one goes in at the left baseline by number 22, Chris Middleton. So Milwaukee back with a double-digit lead right now, 56-45. We have 3:18 left to go in the second. And Sebastian said, I'm going to get my brother to sub to. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shot at the free throw line. That one goes in by Middleton right there as they got the courtesy of the rim. Back to a 12-point lead here by the Bucks. 57-45. Detroit with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They have it at the top of the key here with Reggie Jackson. He has it at the left elbow. Passes it out to Blake Griffin. Griffin now trying to make his move inside. Spin move into the lane. And that ball was floated up top. Tipped up in the air and going the other way. Milwaukee now with the ball in transition. They lay it up and in right there for two more. 59-45 with 2:50 left to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass. That one's tipped out of bounds. So Detroit will get the inbound pass once again. So we'll try it again here. 59 for Milwaukee. 45 for Detroit. We have 2:50 left to go in the second. They're showing just the last replay of what happened. Eric Bledsoe taking that one in transition and laying it up and in. Here we are, guys. Back to action. Milwaukee with the largest lead of the game, up by 14 right now, 59-45. Detroit with the ball at the left wing of the perimeter with Blake Griffin. Passes it off top of the key with Reggie Jackson. Jackson dribbling at the right elbow. Step back deep two. No good by Jackson. Hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Milwaukee. Milwaukee takes it past the timeline here. Top of the key three by the Bucks. No good. And Giannis tried to go for the tip and ball goes out of bounds on the play. And I think there was a foul committed on it too with 2:26 left to go. So I'm going to update you guys with a score here once again. Giannis tried to go with a rebound. Yeah, he was fouled on the play, so he'll go to the line to shoot two. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So Sebastian got his brother to sub. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Giannis right now, 6 points, 4 rebounds for the Bucks as he's shooting two here at the free throw line. 59-45. Giannis hits the first one here at the free throw line. 15-point lead for Milwaukee, the largest lead of the game at the moment. I can only imagine that you're so full from the food that you've ate later. Seemed like you had a pretty big meal. 2:26 and left to go. Second shot at the free throw line. No good. Giannis, he hit the first one, missed the second one. So we have a 60-45 game. Detroit gets the rebound. Blake Griffin with the ball at the top of the key. Griffin now dribbling towards the right wing of the perimeter, puts that ball now into the hands of his teammate, and he takes a three ball from outside. That one goes down right there by Detroit. Back to a 12-point game, 60-48, 2 minutes left to go in the second. So Milwaukee, 12-point lead. They try to take that ball inside with Brock Lopez underneath the bucket. He lays it up and in right there, 62-48, 1:50 left to go. Detroit with the ball at the right wing of the perimeter, dribbles back towards the right side. Puts that ball into the hands of Blake Griffin. Griffin now at the right wing here. 1:42 left to go before halftime. Griffin trying to back his way inside the low post. Inside the key. Griffin puts up the shot too high off the backboard, but he gets fouled. And Blake Griffin will shoot two here at the free throw line for the Pistons with 1:36 left to go. So I'm going to update you guys with a chat here with a score. Jacob Steinbrecher, what is up, man? Pocono Raceway. Looking forward to the doubleheader next year. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I took the racetrack tour, Pocono Raceway, this past Tuesday. It was a blast. I'm a big NASCAR fan as well. My first time ever going to Pennsylvania. I'm actually from Massachusetts, not too far from Providence, Rhode Island. First time in Pennsylvania. Went to the Poconos earlier this week, and it was a blast. I took a racetrack tour, Pocono Raceway. It was a free racetrack tour as well. So my favorite driver right now in the Cup Series has to be Chase Elliott. I love that young talent coming up. Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney are my two favorite drivers currently. My favorite driver of all time has to be Dale Sr. 62-50 right now is the score. We have 1:20 left to go. And Milwaukee with the ball. They float that shot up in the key. No good. Offensive rebound by Giannis. No good. Gets tipped. But Giannis gets another offensive rebound. Puts that ball at the top of the key. No good by Milwaukee. Another offensive rebound. They have it in the key. They feed it over to Giannis. Giannis underneath the basket. He gets fouled with 1:05 left to go. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play here of basketball action on my channel, Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow as well with Celtics versus Pacers and Golden State versus LA Clippers. So my favorite race car driver, what Jacob was saying, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney right now, the current drivers in the Cup Series, and also my favorite driver of all time, it's going to be Dale Sr. Won't make you talk about NASCAR during this, LOL. Hey, no problem. I'm open to basically everything. We have halftime in 1:05 from now. We were talking about Patriots earlier on, so basically anything, man. Feel free. We're at halftime basically, so feel free. I got like a crazy amount of people here in the chat, so when I do or so, I'm gonna be like locked in and focused on the game. That's basically the fourth quarter or so. I got like 40 something people in the chat last night in the fourth quarter. That was a free throw that was missed right there by Milwaukee. They hit the first one. A minute left to go before halftime. Detroit with the ball. They have it at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. So feel free to basically ask me anything here during halftime. That's what we basically do. Halftime is basically like 15 to 20 minutes long. So basically to pass the time, ask me any question here during halftime. As it looks like we do have a foul call with 45 seconds left to go before the half. Going to update you guys here with a score once again. Milwaukee 63, Detroit 50. 45.6 seconds left to go. Alex saying, I go to Myron J. Francis School in East Providence. It's a lit school. That's pretty, yeah, that's pretty cool. I know the high school for Pawtucket, I think, is Tolman, because they hold their football games at Max Reed Field. And I actually play in a softball league at Max Reed that has like played games right before the football team goes on. Shot at the free throw line goes down by Detroit. They hit both of them 63-52. 44 seconds left to go. Milwaukee with the inbound here. They take it past the timeline with the Bucks. So the Bucks with the ball dribbling towards the right wing of the three-point perimeter. And they pass it off to the free throw circle into the hands of Chris Middleton. Takes the jumper and it gets the roll right there into the rim as that one goes down courtesy of the rim. So 2 more points for Milwaukee, 65-52. 25 seconds left to go before halftime. Detroit with the ball trying to take it inside here into the key. Detroit trying to move that one inside. Nice pass down low and a slam jam by Thon, a maker of the Pistons, back to an 11-point game. 16 seconds left to go before halftime. Ryan Clark, hey, what is up? My subscriber from Maine here, also a Boston Bruins fan, a Red Sox fan, Patriots fan, back in the chat. Blake Griffin, yes, indeed. Blake Griffin is playing in this game. We do have a foul called with 4.3 seconds remaining. And Ryan as well. If you're around tomorrow on Easter Sunday, feel free to join me in for the Celtics stream. I'll be doing Celtics versus Pacers tomorrow. 65-54 right now is the score. I'll look at the chat with you guys in just a second here. Looking like we're going to shoot some free throws here at the free throw line. First shot goes down at the free throw line by Milwaukee. And they extend their lead to 12. 66-54. 4.3 seconds remaining before halftime. Eric Bledsoe at the free throw line just hit his first one. He has 10 points right now. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. So Jacob asking, in the chat here saying he's been a diehard Kevin Harvick fan since Dale Sr. died. Sr. was my hero growing up. I didn't give a damn about Batman. Give me some Earnhardt stuff. I actually collect NASCAR diecast, like the 164 stuff, and they have a good amount of Dale Earnhardt Sr. cars. But yeah, the Bruins lost yesterday against the Maple Leafs. Hopefully they'll win the next 2 games to stay in it and move on to the next series, as Toronto has the 3-2 series lead, and both of the shots go down at the free throw line right there by Milwaukee, 67-54. We have 4 seconds left to go before halftime. So here we are, Detroit with an inbound. They take it past the timeline. They float up the shot at the buzzer, and it's an air ball, and here we are at halftime, guys. So Milwaukee with a 13-point lead at the half, as that was an air ball thrown up there in basically the left wing perimeter heave by Blake Griffin. But Blake Griffin leading the way for the Pistons at the half. He has 15 points coming back from injury. So here we are, guys, back to the game after halftime. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know during the halftime break as well. So Blake Griffin, he's back playing. He has 15 points. He's the leading scorer right now for the Pistons in this one. 15 points by Brock Lopez leading the way for the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis with 8 points and 6 rebounds so far for Milwaukee. So Red Sox winning 6-5 right now. As a look at the score here, Red Sox up against the Tampa Bay Rays. Red Sox really need this game. Bottom of the 9th inning between the Red Sox and Rays in that one. That would lead the Red Sox to get a little bit closer to the Rays. Looks like bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. So the Red Sox just need 1 more out to win the game against Tampa. And Ryan Clark saying, yeah, Michael Chavis, first career hit. Oh, wow, that is awesome. So Michael Chavis got his first career hit today. I know they brought him up. They also, okay, so Michael Chavis pinch hitting 1 for 1. Batting 1,000 right now. That is awesome. I actually I went up to Portland to see the Sea Dogs back in August, and I saw some of those young stars for the Red Sox when they were in the Double-A last year playing. But yeah, I saw Michael Chavis and also Bobby Dalbec. Alex saying, now tomorrow we're going there to play, and we have to win. If we lose or we win, we go home game 7. And we will play home. Yeah, so the Bruins basically have to win the next 2 in order to move on to the next series. Sebastian here, even though I'm going somewhere to watch the Boston game with my family, I will still tune in. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. You guys have been awesome here in the chat. Let's see, Alex saying, do you know the football Patriots play Illa Jakovic stuck from Pats? I got his autograph. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I know that you're able to get like Patriots players' autographs when they do that, like the Patriots training camp stuff at Gillette in July. You're able to get autographs, which is awesome. Got a split. Dig the channel, man. Hey, thank you so much, Jacob. Glad to see new people on the channel. Awesome. Thank you so much, man, for joining me here. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Yes, the Red Sox are 1 out away from winning the game against the Tampa Bay Rays right now. And Alex, yeah, I'm feeling you. I've only been to Gillette like when I was like a really young kid. Like I think when it was first built, I think like the first 2 years. And I've only been to preseason games at Gillette. I've never been to an actual regular season game at Gillette. It's crazy expensive though. It's like $40 to park in the parking lot, and then the tickets are crazy expensive. It's off the wall. It is crazy. But yeah, Patriots are just crazy expensive. I basically watch like every single Patriots game throughout the year or so. We got Cushman Baseball Chat back in the chat. What is up? Thank you so much, man, for joining me back here. So Alex saying I was going to the preseason, but I didn't. The preseason is more of like kind of like the calm time for the Patriots. It's more like at Gillette, it doesn't take as long to get out of the parking lot for the preseason games or so. But the regular season games are absolutely crazy. Like there's so many arrests where like people drunk there. Pocono is in Pennsylvania. It's on like it's heading out. It's towards like the northeastern corridor of Pennsylvania, heading kind of towards New Jersey. That's where I went week on vacation. I went to Pocono Raceway, which holds NASCAR races there in June and July. So yeah, guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button. Let's get this to 10 plus likes on the night. That was crazy yesterday. I got like 40 something people in the chat in the last 5 minutes of the Celtics game versus the Pacers. Sebastian saying, I'm going to Boston, Massachusetts to go see the Red Sox play or the Celtics in the summer if the Celtics are still in the playoffs. That is great. Boston is a blast. It's a little bit pricey to get into Boston though, with like parking there. It depends on like parking. Some of the places are like $30 to park inside, like parking garages. So in Boston, and parking comes really tough. Same as Providence, Rhode Island. Parking is really tough to come by. And yeah, Red Sox holding on to beat the Rays. Just gonna type this in to make sure that one is gone final, as ESPN hasn't updated their scoreboard, but it looks like 20 seconds ago, reported by Twitter, Red Sox are partying like it's 2018 at the Trop as they've won their first series of the season. So that's reported by Chris Mason. It looks like on Twitter. Looks like he's a Red Sox reporter. Yep, Red Sox writer for the Eagle Tribune. So local newspaper. And yeah, that is official. Red Sox have just beat the Tampa Bay Rays, and they really needed that one for sure. So they just beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-5 in that game. Red Sox improved to 8-13 on the season. Tampa Bay falls to 14-7. So finally, Red Sox win their first series of the season here. Gonna look at that the upcoming schedule here for the Sox. Let's see who they get next on their schedule. So yeah, Michael Chavis coming up. We'll see how he can be an impact. Currently batting 1,000 right now. So, this is their first time. Yeah, this is their first. Oh, they still have to play one more game. This is their So what I meant, this is their first time winning back-to-back games against the team in the series. So they finally won back-to-back games against the same team that they're playing. So they beat Tampa Bay twice. They have a chance to sweep them tomorrow, 2:10 p.m. Eastern time. They play their third game against Tampa. And yes, I'll say hi to your little sister, Alex. So Sarah, your little sister. What is up, Sarah? Thank you so much for joining me right now. Yo, it's me, Griffin, saying Pistons trash here in the chat. Hey, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. We're currently on a commercial break here. Yeah, Pistons trailing, looking like they're probably going to get swept by the Bucks, but Blake Griffin has been helping out the Pistons a little bit. Hasn't been a blowout like the past two games. 67-54 right now. 13-point lead by Milwaukee at halftime. So Graydon asking me, what's the most popular sport in New England? I'd say, ooh, man, I think it has to be football for Patriots. I think that's the largest fan base is the Patriots. Like, everybody loves the Patriots over in New England. It's basically like a religion here. But I'd say NFL football with the Patriots is the big thing. College football, basically, like, college football is never caught on in New England. These 6 New England states, they only have 2 teams that's FBS bowl schools that play in college football for NCAA Division I FBS. That is the Boston College Eagles and the Connecticut Huskies. So college football hasn't really caught on. The other schools that's like state, or actually UMass is in that as well. They just went FBS, I think, like less than a decade ago. So UMass is the third school. They went FBS. They've been switching between like I think the MAC and an independent for bowl schools. But other teams in the state like Maine and New Hampshire, where they have football teams like the University of Rhode Island, like those teams, they're FCS schools. So they're not bowl eligible schools. They're the division below that. Oh, thank you. So Alex's sister, Sarah, already loves you as a YouTuber. Hey, I appreciate that. That is awesome. Other NFL fans are mad because the Pats go to the Super Bowl every year. Yeah, I know. It's basically us against the world. If you're a Patriots fan, that's how it's always been. But you have to appreciate the greatness. There's like no way that I don't think there's going to be like another team that's going to be as dominant as what Belichick and Brady have done. Going to update you guys here with a score. We are at halftime where Milwaukee has the lead up by 13, 67-54 at halftime. Just type that in for the chat for you guys. Let's get this to 10 plus likes on the night here on my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. So Python D6 was asking me the score check. It is Milwaukee up by 13 at the half, 67-54. And also what we have here, Behind the Arc Basketball Fan, we got a new fan here on my fan base saying I tried changing my name and it says changed to recently. Interesting. Also got Poppy Chulo Chad here in the chat. Hey, what is up? Thank you so much for joining me here in the chat. Love new people here on my channel. Awesome to have you guys here. We're currently on commercial break. Ryan Clark saying to get him to play more, the Red Sox are teaching Michael Chavis second base because Pedroia is hurt again. Yeah, so I think Pedroia is on the 10-day DL or so again. So we'll see if Pedroia can play. I think people were talking about if he can either get to play 50 games or so this season. Right. So yeah, Graydon asking me, what do most kids play in New England? Baseball, basketball, hockey, or football? Kind of all depends on the region. Basically, in my region, I live in South Coast, Mass. It's basically I'm from like a farm town with like a lot of trees, farms, and so the population is only 10,000 people. So the biggest thing in my town is baseball, but it basically depends by region. Mostly when you go towards the Boston metro area, there are like big football schools up there. When you go out towards like central Mass, kind of like northern Mass, those are the like schools that are like big into hockey. When you head up towards New Hampshire or so when you head towards like the Mass New Hampshire border or up towards like Mass Vermont or so, that's where people like hockey. So it's a big split. And then basketball is big in like the inner city schools in New England. But it all depends on state. Hockey is huge in Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont. That's northern New England's huge with hockey. For baseball, I think Connecticut is the biggest baseball in New England. I think Connecticut's huge in baseball. And in football, I think football is really strong in Mass as well. Rhode Island has some pretty big basketball players that they also send out to like D1 schools from like inner city Providence and stuff. So it's a pretty big split in there with the sports. We got Poppy Goat in the chat. What is up, Poppy Goat? Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Cushman Baseball Chat giving me a raid. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And he says people are coming from my raid. Wow, that is great. So yeah, I got some new people on the channel. Goose76, what is up? You guys are awesome. Hit that like button down below if you haven't done so already. Subscribe as well. Goose76. These are like a lot of people tied to the sports community because I notice all your names in here because you guys are on like Bad Dog's channel or so, which is awesome. He's basically one of the premier play-by-play guys on YouTube. Poppy Chulo Chad saying brother goat here. So yeah, we got good amount of people here. Chris Senor, what is up? Hey, thank you so much for joining me here, Chris Senor. And Ryan Clark saying Minnesota scored 13 runs in 4 innings against Baltimore. I'm going to check that score for you guys. Oh, goodness. 13-2. The Twins are leading at the top of the 5th against the Baltimore Orioles. 14 hits by the Twins so far in that game. So, yeah. Baltimore looks like with this pitcher right here, I'm going to look at his first name. Mike Wright. Mike Wright for Baltimore, if I can get the stats here. Against the Twins today. This is atrocious. Mike Wright for Baltimore. 1 1/3 innings pitched. 4 earned runs on 4 hits. That is crazy. Oh, goodness. So that helps out the Red Sox to move past Baltimore. Baltimore's been struggling at Camden Yards, also in a doubleheader today against the Twins. They are 1-7 at home right now. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Looks like Cushman Baseball Chat sending me people from his stream. I appreciate it, man. This is awesome getting new people here on my stream. I appreciate that. So this is awesome. Yeah, entertainer talking sports as well. Premium play-by-play artist, also Mr. Bad Dog. Both of those guys are like two of the top guys on YouTube right now for play-by-play. I just started out my channel 3 months ago. It seems like everything has been basically growing and going so well. So you guys have just been awesome here on my channel. Currently at halftime between the Bucks and the Pistons. So Graydon saying, what is your opinion on ESPN versus Fox versus NBC? Like, what do you prefer? I actually like Fox for NASCAR over NBC, so I'll start there. So actually I'm into NASCAR as well. I like Fox so much better than NBC. That's a difference already there. For the NFL, I like NBC over Fox for the NFL. I am not a Joe Buck fan at all when it comes to football. Joe Buck just has no energy and no emotion, I feel like, when he does play-by-play for the NFL games for Fox. Usually he does them with Troy Aikman, and usually they have America's Game of the Week, which 80% of the time consists of the Dallas Cowboys playing. So that's how that goes. And ESPN, it all depends. ESPN has some great commentators. I know for college basketball, they have some really good commentators. Dick Vitale is one of them. He usually gets like all the big games, like whenever Duke and North Carolina are playing. But yeah, they also have some pretty good commentators back on ESPN. Also, Sean McDonough is now doing on-air play-by-play for WEEI in Boston. So he's on sports radio in Boston now instead of ESPN, which he had that crazy moment in the wild card playoffs, I think 2 years ago, the Chiefs versus the Titans, where his voice cracked like 3 or 4 times in that game or so. But Cushman Baseball Chat saying here, not to brag, but Senor Goose, Poppy Goat, Poppy Chad, all game for my channel. Hey, thank you so much, man, for having new people here on my channel. Loving this channel to grow. This is awesome, getting more people here. I had like a career high yesterday in my channel. I had like 45 people at once, which was crazy. Alex saying my mom just made cupcakes and a cake for tomorrow, but we are eating it now. LOL. That is hilarious. So starting the Easter dessert early at your place. And Graydon saying, who's your driver? In the Cup Series right now, my top drivers that my favorite have to be Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. I really like that young talent as far as we have young drivers. But here we are, guys. Back to action here. 67-54, and we have 11:05 left to go. So Detroit has the ball at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. This is Reggie Jackson who puts that ball into the key. They pass it now out to the right elbow with Andre Drummond. We are back to action here after the halftime. Stolen away by Milwaukee on the tip ball. Bucks now take the open three left wing, hit the rim short, rebounded by Detroit. Wayne Ellington got the rebound. Detroit with the ball. They take it past the timeline. 10:40 left to go in the third quarter. Detroit now trying to make their move inside. Reggie Jackson inside a low post, and he gets fouled right there with 10:36 left to go. So it looks like he'll go to the line. So the score right now, going to update you guys here with a chat, is Milwaukee 67, Detroit 54 at the moment. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. So yeah, Dick Vitale is the best. I agree with that, Graydon. He has so much energy. Oh yeah. He's incredible. He's got a very distinctive voice. First shot at the free throw line goes down by the Pistons. 67-55. We have 10:36 left to go in the third quarter. Ryan Clark, he didn't see the stats of Alex Cobb before the pitcher Mike Wright. Actually, I did not catch that. I actually did not catch those stats as that shot went down at the free throw line, because I was looking on ESPN just for a brief update, and that's the first pitcher that they put was Mike Wright, and looks like we do have another foul call with 10:21 left to go, as Milwaukee did have the ball as they were trying to dribble with it in the key. So Milwaukee has the 11-point lead, 67-56. I am actually not using OBS. What I'm using is I'm just using the YouTube camera for this. I know some of the people use OBS for their streams. As Milwaukee goes inside, they lay it up and in right there for 2. As that goes down for Tim Frazier right there, 69-56, 10:05 left to go. Ryan Clark saying that Alex Cobb gave up 9, which is much worse than 4. Oh, yeah, that is definitely much worse. Yeah, I only saw the first pitcher that ESPN put on the last pitcher. 4 runs for 1 1/3. But yeah, looks like Alex Cobb gave up a ton worse than what Mike Wright did. So Milwaukee now has the lead 69-56. We have 9:41 left to go. Another foul committed on the play. Going to update you guys here with a score. Yeah, I know that you can do with OBS, you can put up scoreboard stuff in the chat. I know that stuff that stuff needs like a stream key or something like that. So in the off season or so, I'll see if I can figure that out with downloading OBS and like learning like a new software or so. We have 9:41 left to go in the third. Milwaukee has a 13-point lead. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. So here we are back to action. Jumper and the key. That one goes down by Milwaukee. They have a 71-56 lead. 9.5 left to go. Detroit with the ball. They have it at the top of the key here with Reggie Jackson. Jackson passes top of the key here with Blake Griffin. Griffin dribbling with the ball. Griffin trying to make his way inside the low post and lays that one up and in, but they're still down by 13, 71-58, 9:10 left to go in the third. Giannis now trying to float up a shot. He gets fouled with 9:10 remaining. Going to update you guys with a score here once again. Now look at the chat here just in a moment of what's going on. Yeah, so I know OBS is pretty popular, stuff like that with scoreboards. But yeah, I haven't really looked into all the political stuff here, but yeah, this is basically a sports channel or so. So that's the only thing that I usually don't talk about on the channel is politics, but I haven't really looked at like who's running or so for president and all that stuff. But here we are back to action. Top of the key 3. Blake Griffin misses it, rebounded by Milwaukee. So Alex having quite the dessert right now, drinking Sprite from Burger King. Is it the Burger King in East Providence on Route 44 where you got it right across from the Shaws and right next to the Stop and Shop in Davenport's? So Ryan asking me, imagine the hundreds of people watching you when you stream Game 7 of the NBA Finals with Warriors and Celtics tie with a minute left. I can only imagine that. That would be crazy. Budenholzer for COTY, Coach of the Year. Yeah, I'd say so. What a great season that he's had with Milwaukee. First season as head coach right here. 60-22 record at the moment as Milwaukee hits their free throws right there at the free throw line. So the score right now is 72-58 at the moment. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well as I call play-by-play here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 14-point lead by the Bucks here. And Sebastian is saying Alex having the meal of his life right now. I'd agree because it seems that way. As yep, Stop and Shop is basically the local grocery store in New England, and they are on strike for higher wages for cashiers and basically the whole deli and meat section. So just updated the score here for you guys. Stop and Shop, Chris. So that is a grocery store chain in New England. I think it's a big grocery store chain in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and parts of New York. As the second shot goes down at the free throw line, Milwaukee with a 73-58 lead. 8:40 left to go. The Pistons with the ball at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. Reggie Jackson dribbling with it for the Pistons. Jackson lob pass to the left elbow here to Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin trying to back his way inside the low post. Passes underneath the basket and lays it up and in right there. Off the assist by Griffin. It goes down right there by Reggie Jackson. 73-60, 8:15 left to go in the third. Milwaukee with a 13-point lead. A deep 3 from outside by the Bucks. No good at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Who's my favorite player right now? In the NBA, I'd have to say my favorite player would be Steph Curry for all of the NBA right now. But for the Celtics, I like Jason Tatum as my favorite Celtics. But out of the NBA, it's going to be Steph Curry. Favorite player of all time, though, for the NBA has to be Paul Pierce. 73-60 right now is the score. Going to update you guys here as there was a whistle on the play, but we're back to action here. 73-60. Hit those like buttons as well. Thank you so much, Cushman. Hit those like buttons if you're new to my channel. Blake Griffin just airballed a shot as he tried to spin move inside the key. Just airballed it. Rebounded by Milwaukee. They take it past the timeline here. Trying to make their way inside. And, oh, that is a mental lapse on defense by Detroit. Just letting Eric Bledsoe burn everybody right through the lane. And he lays it in. Non-contested right there on the slam dunk. Timeout on the court. Milwaukee with a 15-point lead, 75-60 at the moment here. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button if you're new to my channel. Subscribe as well. We have 7:37 left to go in the third quarter when we do get back to action. So I'll look at the chat right now with you guys. We're currently on a TV timeout. 15-point lead by Milwaukee. And yeah, Blake Griffin had that air ball just a few moments ago. And on the other side in transition, it was a slam jam by Eric Bledsoe from Milwaukee. As basically there was no defense on the play by Detroit. Hey, Alex, thank you so much. So Alex's sister says hi. I say hi right back. Thank you so much. And let's see. I'm going to have to scroll to the top here, Ryan Clark, to see what you last said. The chat's moving fast here. Liking what I've seen so far from the Celtics this postseason, but the Bucks will be a tough task. Yes, I agree with that. Ryan, yes indeed, because the Pacers don't have Victor Oladipo. That's why. So I think the Bucks are going to be in a much tougher task in the next series or so for the Celtics. Sebastian saying, you and me have so much in common. Paul Pierce is my favorite player ever. Jason Tatum is my favorite Celtic right now. Yes, Sebastian, I agree with you. Jason Tatum, if he keeps on playing for the Celtics, he's got a great future in store for him as well. What is up, Jai Barat in the chat? Rock on, man. Thank you so much for joining me here, Jai. I appreciate it. Love the new people here in the chat. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe as well. Python D6 asking me, do you like Kyrie? I'm not so strong about Kyrie, but yeah, he is pretty good. He's carrying the Celtics weight basically, but he's not the strongest team player or so, but as a player, he's fantastic. But I'd say he's in there as one of the top Celtics players, but I'm not crazy about Kyrie. Alex asking me, am I a good singer? Probably. I haven't sung in a couple of years or so, but yeah, I'm all set singing for you guys right now. I'm more of a drummer or so. I grew up playing the drums and all that, but Cushman asking me if Kyrie stays, I think the Celtics trade Jason Tatum for Anthony Davis. Yeah, there's been a lot of trade rumors out there of what happens in the offseason. Somebody was also saying Kevin Durant possibly to the Celtics. He was telling me that a few streams ago, as Alex is saying that he can sing. Graydon asking me, do you think Kyrie will leave? Interesting there. I have no clue. Possibly, maybe, maybe not. It all depends what happens in the offseason. A lot of people are saying move on from Kyrie since what's been going on in the regular season. The Celtics were so much stronger on paper on how they performed in the regular season. Yeah, Kyrie's been so hard to read. He's been basically just he can go off on any given night or so. But now it's the time, basically, because Kyrie's been saying this entire season it's time to flip on that switch in the playoffs and make a run for the finals. And we'll see if Kyrie can land them there or so. But as a leadership standpoint, Kyrie isn't as great as a leader in some of the games as we've seen throughout the season. But there's been glimpses that he can lead. But here we are, guys, back to action here. And yes, I did see the Pats sign Demaryius Thomas for 1 year. So hopefully Demaryius Thomas in the offseason will be a factor for the Patriots. Hopefully he doesn't turn out to be another one of those players like Eric Deckers. That was a slam dunk by Milwaukee, 77-60. 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Top of the key three, and they knock it down by the Pistons, 77-63. And yes, I like your singing with your singing emoji here you put in the chat, Alex. So Milwaukee now with the ball. They are up by 14, 77-63, trying to go into the lane. The shot was blocked, but he gets his own basket back, and that is Eric Bledsoe gets his own Ball back off the swat and lays it up and in. 79-63. Left wing three from outside, no good by Blake Griffin. Rebounded by the Bucks. 6.5 left to go in the third quarter. Bad pass by Milwaukee on the cross-court pass, intercepted by Detroit. Detroit takes it past the timeline here. They put that into the top of the key with Blake Griffin. Griffin now trying to make his way into the lane. Dribbles out towards the left wing of the perimeter. Now he's underneath the basket. Lays it up and in right there. And he gets fouled as well. So Blake Griffin coming back from injury. Having a pretty good game. Keeping Detroit winning some distance. They are down by 14 right now. So they're not really getting like blown out. Like they're not down by like 25 in this one. But they're staying in there. But it's not as close as he'd like it to be. So 79-65 at the moment. Hit those like buttons if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you're new to my channel as well. And Ryan saying we need another receiver for the Patriots since Chris Hogan left. Yes, indeed. Wide receiver and tight end are the two biggest needs basically for the Patriots besides drafting another quarterback to back up Tom Brady. So those are the three big needs for the Pats. Right wing three knocks it down from the outside by Milwaukee right there. Goes down by Chris Middleton, 82-66. This game is getting out of hand off that three-point shot from the outside. The ball was also stolen on that play by Milwaukee. 5:40 left to go in the third quarter. 16-point lead, largest lead of the night. No good on the three-ball shot by Milwaukee. Rebounded by Detroit. Left corner three. Detroit, no good. Rebounded by Milwaukee. So missed three-point shots here. As Milwaukee has the ball. Lob pass over the top. Tipped away. Stolen by Detroit here. 5:15 left to go. Detroit down by 16. Trying to make their move into the lane. No good. Rebounded by Milwaukee. Lots of missed baskets going on. Back and forth, back and forth. Milwaukee now with the ball. Going to set up the offense. 5 minutes left to go in the third. They dribble out towards the edge of the Pistons logo as they have the ball into the hands of Chris Middleton. Middleton takes the right wing three. Knocks it down from the outside. This game is getting out of hands at the moment. So if you're new here to the chat, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. This one's getting a little out of hand. Foul committed on the play with 4:47 left to go. The score right now getting quite out of hand in this one. 85-66. We have 4:47 left to go. I'll get to your questions in just a moment here in the chat. Been busy calling the game. Quite the scoring range in this one. So Milwaukee is up 85-66. So Python D6 asking me the score right now, and that is the score. Milwaukee 85, Detroit 66. Heading into another commercial break. So I'll go back to the chat with you guys right now. So Graydon asking me, do you think that the Pistons can steal a game? Honestly, I think it's going to be really tough for the Pistons to steal the game. They have Blake Griffin back from injury, and right now they are struggling at the moment. It was closer throughout the early stages of this one. Now it's just slipping away from them once again. So 85-66 here. Unless Detroit makes a miracle comeback, looks like this one is over. But yeah, I think Milwaukee will sweep the Pistons. And Python D6 asking me the commercial. I think it all depends on what you have. I'm not sure if you're watching ESPN what you have, but I'm streaming the game off my computer off ESPN3, and it was just the Toyota commercial that played. A lot of car commercials, it looks like. And now it's a commercial from Wendy's. Hey, no problem, Cushman. Glad that you helped me here. I appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been awesome here in the chat. Gonna look at some of these team stats right here. So it was a Toyota commercial that was on. So let's see what's going on right now here with the leading scorer of this game. So Blake Griffin is leading the way, coming back from injury for the Pistons. He has 23.6 assists and 5 rebounds for the Pistons, leading the way. Other than that, there's only 2 other players in double-digit points besides Blake Griffin for the Pistons, and that happens to be Wayne Ellington, who has 11 points right now for Detroit, and 10 points by Reggie Jackson. And let's see for the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see here. They have 4 players in the starting 5 with double-digit figures right now, and also a 5th player on the bench. So 17 points leading the way is these 2 players, Brock Lopez and Eric Bledsoe. Chris Middleton with 16 points, and Giannis only has 10 tonight, but they still have a 19-point lead. So Alex here saying, you're my favorite YouTuber ever. Hey, thank you so much. And who is a Pats fan here in the chat? I know Ryan Clark is from Maine, so he's a Pats fan as well here in the chat. Giannis or Harden for MVP. Interesting here. I think probably go with Harden, I think, as well for MVP. Ryan saying, I just saw a man dressed up as a Santa Claus in the back of someone's truck. He's a mega drunk. What is this? That is a classic. That is a classic to happen in the state of Maine, basically, to have that happen. Only in Maine would you see a Santa Claus dressed in the back of someone's truck and somebody being drunk on 4/20 in April. Happens to be on 4/20, basically. But here we are, guys, getting ready to go back to action. Going to type in the score here in the chat, so we all know the score here. 85 for Milwaukee. Detroit now down by 19. They only have 66. We have 4:27 left to go in the third quarter at the moment. Here we are back to action. We're getting ready to go back to action here with the inbound. Looks like the Pistons will get the inbound here. So, yep, good old 4:20 right now. Oh, wow, so you have the same blanket as me. That's awesome. Actually, what my laptop is sitting on a piano chair, and what I have it on top of is a New England Patriots blanket. That shot no good, as Detroit did get the offensive rebound, tried to dribble inside, and bodies collide right there inside the low post. So it looks like the Pistons will shoot 2 here at the free throw line with 4:27 left to go in the third. So the score, once again, 85-66 right now. We are in the third quarter. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well. Looks like Detroit will be going to the free throw line to shoot 2 with number 20, Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington, the second leading scorer on the team today behind Blake Griffin, just got his 12th point of the game. Hits the first free throw as it went off the top of the iron and into the net. 85-67. He'll have a second opportunity here at the line. Knocks them both down. 85-68 right now. So Milwaukee will get the inbound. They put that ball into the hands of Chris Middleton. Middleton takes that ball past the left side of the timeline, passes it off top of the key here with Pat Huntington, and that ball goes to the right wing. It's a 3 missed by Middleton, and battle for the rebound. Bodies on the ground, tons of bodies with it. Who has it? Bodies on top of bodies, blue jerseys and white jerseys. Let's see what the refs call here. I think it'll be a tie-up with 4:08 left to go in the third. Let's see who possessed that ball, as there was like an avalanche of bodies battling for it at the free throw circle. Hey, yeah, I got a haircut early this morning. So yeah, I got a fresh buzz this morning after the long hair. It looks like Milwaukee will retain possession. 85-68, 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. So Python D6 does not know who to vote for. I don't know either. Still, we have a good amount of time until the November election, as looks like Milwaukee tried to lay it up and in, and that was a foul on the play. It looks like they'll shoot 2 here at the free throw line. So 85-68 still to score. Ryan Clark saying that's the funniest thing that he's ever saw, or this isn't the funniest thing that he's ever saw, but it was close. I can only imagine it was close. First shot goes down at the free throw line by Milwaukee right there, 86-68. Ryan saying the funniest thing I ever saw was 2 drunks smashing beer bottles on each other's heads. That is classic right there. Second shot at the free throw line, knocks that one down. 87-68 with 3:50 left to go in the third quarter. So here we are. Detroit with the ball, trying to dribble inside a low post. No good. They get the offensive rebound, though, and they pass that ball to the right wing. Takes the right wing three. No good. Rattled out. Rebounded by Milwaukee here. The Bucks with the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. Middleton passes it off to George Hill. 3:25 left to go in the third. Hill backs out towards the right wing perimeter. Lob pass. Jumper. Right baseline, though. Good by Middleton. Rebounded by the Pistons. Detroit takes it past the timeline here. They pass it off to the left corner perimeter. Trying to dribble inside. They lay it up. Oh, they missed the open layup as they try to hook it in. Baseline driving with it. That should have been an easy two. They missed it as it stopped at the top of the rim and rolled out. No good on the three-point shot by Milwaukee. Battle for the rebound. Detroit has it. 87-68, 2:55 left to go in the third. In transition, left corner three. No good by the Pistons. Rebounded by Milwaukee. Yeah, the Pistons have been stone cold again, shooting the ball from the field. The game one of the first round, Detroit shot the ball at 38% from the field. Didn't do any better in game two against the Bucks at 37%. And I like to see what they're shooting again. Since we're on commercial break right now, I'm going to update you guys with the score here. Milwaukee 87, Detroit 68. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. We have 2:40 left to go in the third quarter. 87-68, and another poor shooting day from the field by the Pistons. That's been the problem in this one. 35% shooting from the field by the Pistons. That is worse at the moment than the past two games in the series. They only scored 86 points in game one. They shot the ball at 38% from the field in game one. In game two, they shot the ball at 37%. Right now, they are shooting at 36% from the floor. So not a good game shooting at all for the Pistons. Milwaukee shooting 49% from the floor right now, out-rebounding the Pistons, a plus 11 on the boards at the moment for the Bucks, 41-30. Points in the paint have been the difference in this game. Milwaukee with 36 points in the paint and 24 points in the paint by Detroit. We're currently on a TV timeout right now. I'll go back to the chat here. I haven't seen Sebastian here in the chat since he talked about the haircut. Oh, but here he is. He's back in the chat here. Ryan saying, I don't like people who pronounce milk as milk. It is, or M-E-L-K, whatever, how that pronounces. It's so annoying. So here we are back to action. Looks like ESPN was on a commercial break when Milwaukee got another bucket. So Alex back in the chat here. Hey, thank you so much for joining me back here. A bucket by Detroit, but it's a 20-point game at the moment here. 90-70, 2:15 left to go in the third quarter. Milwaukee with the ball, slowing down the tempo here. 2:10 left to go. Ball into the hands of George Hill. George Hill, right wing perimeter, trying to dribble inside into the lane. Reverse hand layup, no good. And looks like we do have a foul call with 2:05 left to go in the third. $90-70 right now on the moment. Alex saying he speaks Chinese. Post it USB ZOCSIKE. First shot at the free throw line goes down by the Bucks right there. So they're up by 21 at the moment, 91-70. Also, Andre Drummond, the leading rebounder, and also he's the leading rebounder for this team. And he's out of the game. He just fouled out. Picked up his fifth foul. Second shot at the line goes down for the Bucks. 92-70 at the moment. 22-point game. We have 2 minutes left to go into the third quarter. So, totally different from last night's game. As that shot was a make by Detroit. They went inside the key. They got that one to fall. 92-72, 1:45 left to go. Milwaukee, best record in NBA for the third time in team history with this team. They take the right wing three. They got fouled from the outside, and that'll be 3 free throws coming up by the Bucks. Number 41, Nikola Mirotic, will shoot 3 free throws at the line. So, yeah, feel free to tell me something in the chat if you like. Hey, no problem. Yeah, your sister. Feel free to have your sister here join the chat Alex. 92-72. First shot at the free throw line by Miricic goes down. We have 1:41 left to go in the third quarter here. This one is getting out of hand. It's been out of hand for quite a while now. So Ryan asking me how to say milk. I want to hear you say it. So I say milk. That's how I say it. Milk or milk? And all three of them go down. So 95-72. So this is a 23-point lead at the moment. 1:35 left to go in the game. Okay, so yeah, I must be saying it with like an E or so instead of the I. Detroit was trying to dribble inside. Looks like there was a foul call with 1:29 left to go. So looks like a lot of free throws here in the past couple minutes in this game. So Detroit will be going to the line here. First shot goes down at the free throw line there by the Pistons, and that is number 14, Ish Smith at the free throw line. We have 1:29 left to go. Knocks them both down right there. 1:29 left to go in the third, and it's 95-74. I think it's Data that I usually pronounce it Data. How I say is the first two shots right there, right wing threes, no good by Milwaukee. They got the offensive rebound, and the second time they missed it, rebounded by Detroit here. The Pistons have it at the top of the key. Detroit takes the jumper at the free throw circle at the top of the free throw circle, and that one is a foul on the play, so they'll go to the line to shoot two. Hey, what is up, Sarah? Thank you so much for joining me here in the chat. So this is great. So brother and sister, Alex and Sarah here in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me here. It looks like Detroit will shoot two at the free throw line. They are down by 21 at the moment, though, 95-74. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Oh, wow, that's so cool. So you guys are twins. That's awesome. So first shot at the free throw line goes down by the Pistons. Thon Maker is 10 minutes with 5 points so far by Detroit. Second shot by Thon knocks it down. 19-point game, 95-76. 57 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Milwaukee with a 19-point lead. They also have the ball. They take it past the timeline. So Milwaukee with the ball, dribbling towards the left wing perimeter with its Giannis. Giannis dribbling towards the top of the key. Now he tries to take it inside again. Giannis, and he gets fouled. So the Greek Freak will shoot two here at the free throw line. So we've had quite a bit of fouls in this game. Hey, no problem, Sarah. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. So 95-76 right now. And Giannis hits the first one. We have 42 seconds left to go before halftime. So Giannis hits the first shot at the free throw line here. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. And subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play of basketball action here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Second shot at the line. He knocks that down as well. 97-76. 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Detroit with an inbound here as they take that ball past the right side of the timeline. They dribble towards the top of the key here, and they have it at the top of the free throw circle. They take the J, and they knock it down. 97-78 at the moment. 32 seconds remaining before halftime, but Milwaukee has a pretty big 19-point lead at this point. Giannis going to shoot down clock here. 15 seconds left to go on the shot clock, 22 on the game clock. Giannis now top of the free throw circle, passes that one to the right corner three taken, knocks it down by Malcolm Brogdon. So getting some bench players in the game to knock down shots. Milwaukee already up at 100 points, 100-78. 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Detroit with the ball. They are down by 22. trying to make their move as they take the free throw circle jumper at the horn. No good. And we're going to the fourth quarter. So I'm going to update you guys here with a chat with a score. This one basically turning into a blowout here as this has been the end of the third quarter. Milwaukee 100, Detroit 78. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. So Ryan Clark turned 16 years old back on March 14th. That is awesome. So Ryan in high school turned 16 years old. And Sebastian's Pizza has arrived. Hey, that is awesome. So that's a blast with pizza, basically, wherever it comes from. Pizza Hut, Papa Gino's. Papa Gino's is a pizza chain located in New England. It's located in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, I think Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. So it's a big, big pizza chain out towards New England. So here we are, guys, currently going to be moving on to the fourth quarter in just a minute. Yeah, that would be different. He might not be able to catch it if the chat was moving like a little bit faster, if it moved up all the way to the top. But if you guys are new to my channel, make sure to hit those like buttons down below and subscribe as well. Let's get this to 15 plus likes on the night. We're going to be moving on to the fourth quarter. And also, if you're a Boston Celtics fan, join me tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, Easter Sunday. I'll have the stream for you guys versus the Indiana Pacers. Also doing the Golden State Warriors playing against the LA Clippers after that one. So let's look at the leading scorers in this game. Looks like we have we have 6 players in double-digit points here for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. It looks like leading the way, Brock Lopez and Eric Bledsoe, 17 points by Milwaukee tonight. Giannis with 12, Chris Middleton with 16. So guess how old my brother is for Ryan Clark? I'd say, let's see. I think he's younger. I'd say probably 12. That's what I'm going to guess, 12 years old, if I had to take a guess. But let's see over here. Giannis has 12 points. He needs 1 more rebound to hit that double-double mark. He has 9 rebounds at the moment. For the Detroit Pistons, the leading scorer right now, Blake Griffin, coming back from injury. And he has 23 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds for Blake Griffin. Other than that, the second leading scorer on the Detroit Pistons right now is Wayne Ellington, and 10 points coming in would be Reggie Jackson. So, wow, I was right. So, I guess 12. So, yeah, interesting. He turns 13 in June. Wow, that's cool. So, if he does play baseball, he'd still be in Little League, I bet. So, if your brother does play baseball, he'd still be in Little League if he does. That's cool. So 12 years old. So I'm guessing probably the 6th grade, I think. Oh, wow. So he plays in whatever the league is called, Senior League, Babe Ruth. Wow. So he actually moved up. So he plays in whatever the higher league is, Senior League, Babe Ruth. Well, that's pretty cool. I got a question for you, though. Does your town league, because, okay, so he's in the 7th grade. Does your town league, because I know you're from Dayton, Maine, does your town league play with Dayton? Do they have, like, their own baseball league for Dayton, or do they merge with, like, another town, like Old Orchard Beach or something? That's something that I'd be interested to know, because I know I have a summer home up in Wolfboro, New Hampshire. Yeah, okay, so you guys merge with Saco. Okay, because when I played town ball for my town in Massachusetts, we have like a population of 10,000. For high school, we have a two towns for our high school. The other town is a population of 6,000. We have a population of 10,000, but we do our separate little league alone with our one town. But we have a summer home up in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, on like the Ossipee line, and basically they have like a 6-town league with like Wakefield, New Hampshire, Wolfboro, I think Effingham, Ossipee. I think they have their own little league up there in New Hampshire. It's called Kingswood. So they have like 6 towns merged into one. Here we are back to action here as Andre Drummond is shooting at the free throw line for the Pistons. Andre only has 6 points tonight, 7 rebounds. Andre has 71 double-doubles this season in 84 games played. And he hits the free throws at the Or no. No, he missed them. Yeah, he missed them both. I thought that changed 76 to 78, but he missed them both as it's still 100 to 78 at the moment. We just started the fourth quarter here. We have 11:20 left to go in the fourth before Milwaukee probably moves on. Going 3-0 in the series here. They have 11:20 left to go before they close it out. Hit that like button if you're new to my channel. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play of basketball action here and Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Yeah, I think Saco has like a really good little league as well, Ryan. I think like they're usually like towards like state champs for Vermont. Like they're usually that team that competes in like the Northeastern District for like the Little League World Series. Them, I think Scarborough, Old Orchard Beach, and I think like Portland and South Portland are the teams that usually are in there, like state champs for Maine. But here we are, back to action. Detroit with the ball. They are down by 22. They have it at the right corner, the three-point perimeter. Dribbling towards the right wing of that three-point perimeter, and they pass that ball out to the right elbow. Blake Griffin trying to back his way inside the low post. Stolen away right there by Milwaukee. 11 minutes left to go. Fast break, 4-on-2 for the Bucks, and they slam it down right there off the assist. It goes down by Pat Connaughton with a 2, and that's a 3-ball. Missed shot by Detroit. Rebounded by Milwaukee. 10:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. What is up, Alex? Thank you so much for joining me back here in the game. 102 to 78 right now. Detroit is down by 24. Milwaukee with the ball. Giannis trying to make his move inside. Backs his way low post. Fadeaway jumper. And the key, no good. Rebounded by the Pistons here. 10.5 left to go. Detroit with the ball trying to make their move into the lane. They back it out towards the right wing of the three-point perimeter. They take the right baseline jumper. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Drummond. And he puts that ball back at the top of the key. Griffin with it. Shot fake there at the top of the key by Blake Griffin. 10-10 left to go in the fourth quarter. Tries to go inside, and Blake Griffin right there lays it up and in for 2. I'm going to update you guys with the score once again. 102 to 80 right now with 9:55 left to go in the fourth. So Ryan saying my favorite Little League moment was when the other team had a fat pitcher and his nickname was Chicken Nugget and the whole bench changed Chicken Nugget. That is hilarious. Saco has been to the Little League World Series in 2008 or 09, I believe. I think they've won the state of Maine, but I'm not sure if they've been to Williamsport. It's tough for Maine to get to Williamsport, as that one's a layup up and in by Detroit. It's basically because they have to compete against either Connecticut, Rhode Island, or Mass, and usually it's either one of those 3 states that usually take a team into Williamsport. It's for Rhode Island, they've been quite a bit, because I watch the news all the time, WPRI from Providence, and when a team in the Little League World Series is in that for Rhode Island, it's usually a team from Lincoln Little League in Lincoln, Rhode Island, or what was the team? It was with Dave Belisle, Cumberland, that was in the Little League World Series, I think like 4 or 5 years ago. So Milwaukee with a huge lead at this point. I think Maine actually hosts like they have something, it's called like the Big League World Series for like, I think it's like Senior League or something like that, like 15 plus. 102 to 82. That's a steal right there by Detroit, but another pickpocket steal by Milwaukee. 8:50 left to go. Bucks trying to pass the ball on a steal by the Pistons. Trying to go one-on-one fast break here. They kick it back out to the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Pistons with the ball here. Blake Griffin has it. 8:40 left to go in the fourth. Blake Griffin trying to back his way inside the low post. Spin around, turn around, jumper. No good. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Tip, and he gets it right there off his offensive board. 102-84 with 8:31 left to go. Going to update you guys here with a score. So currently another timeout here on the court. We have 8:31 left to go. Milwaukee with a big lead at the moment, up by 18, 102 to 84. So Alex back in the chat. What is up, my man? Thank you so much for joining me here back in the chat. And Ryan saying you can look it up before. I believe they made it to the Little League World Series before. Yeah, I'll see you later. It'd be interesting if there was ever a team from Maine that made it into the Little League World Series. That would be pretty interesting. And Python D6 is back. What is up, Python? Thank you so much for joining me back here. You guys have been awesome throughout the chat today. So the big thing's been the shooting percentage in this game. Detroit on this commercial break, shooting the ball at 37% from the floor, picking up where they left off in the last game, shooting the ball. They shot the ball in game 1, 38% from the floor. Shot the ball in game 2, 37% from the floor. That's exactly what they're shooting once again. So my name again is Alex. My name is Sal. It is S-A-L. Hey, no problem. No problem. It's like a different name. It's not the most common name. That's why it's not like one of those names like a Mike or a Nick or a Chris that's really common. Yes, Sal. S-A-L. That is my name. As we look at some of the team stats here, Milwaukee out-rebounding Detroit at the moment, 44-37. What is up, Python? Love it when I get new subscribers here, new people in the chat as well. You guys have been awesome throughout the game today. Last night and tonight, you guys have been totally great. Let's see what's going on throughout. Nothing else going on in the NBA tonight besides the late game Rockets against Jazz closing out the night. Yes, Sal's Pizza is in Maine. That is also a chain that's located in like northern Massachusetts, up in Lawrence and Lowell. That goes all the way to like up in New Hampshire, Salem, New Hampshire. I think they have some chains down in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it goes all the way into Maine as well. So Sal's Pizza is a big thing in Maine. That's like an Italian pizza chain or so. I'm actually Mexican and Portuguese. My father's side with my grandfather came from Mexico. So my grandfather came from Mexico, I think around like the 1940s or so. And then my mother's side, my mom's side immigrated from the Azores over to East Providence, Rhode Island. So the Azores are like an island off of Portugal or so. So I'm like Portuguese and Mexican. But I think Sal's Pizza, I think it's like the Sal's in that case is Italian. There's all different types of Sal's. Like Salvatore is Italian. My name, my full first name is Salvador, which is Spanish or Mexican. And Alex saying, my sis took my Sprite and my cupcake. LOL. That is hilarious. Ryan Clark asking me my favorite pizza place. I love Papa Gino's. I love going to Papa Gino's. After college, I went to Curry College. It's in Milton, Massachusetts. It's 20 minutes away from Gillette Stadium. So sometimes after college, I used to go to the Papa Gino's, which is directly across from Gillette. But here we are back to action. What a slam dunk right there. That was thrown down by number 11, Brock Lopez. By the way, that's my last name. My last name is Lopez. So I do have a Spanish last name. So Sal Lopez is my name. 104-84. So Brock Lopez shares the same last name as me. Right corner three from the outside by Detroit. They hit the three, but they are down by 17, 104-87. 7:45 left to go in the fourth. Top of the key here with Milwaukee, and they have the ball. They put that ball into the hands of Ilyasova. Takes the three, hits the rim short, but it's an offensive rebound put into the hands of Brock Lopez. Lopez puts it into the hands of Eric Bledsoe at the right elbow. He takes the shot at the right baseline. Bledsoe hits it down right there for two more. 106 for Milwaukee, 87 for Detroit. We have 7:20 left to go in action in the fourth quarter. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play here of basketball on my channel. That is a shot that goes down for Detroit, 106-89. Milwaukee with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. Now they try to make their way inside. They pass it back out on top into the hands of Brock Lopez. Hands it over again to Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe dribbling towards that top of the key. Bledsoe at the right wing perimeter trying to make his move inside. Passes it underneath the basket. They couldn't finish with a layup right there by Ilyasova. He had a clear hoop underneath, but he got fouled anyway, so he'll go to the line to shoot two. So Ryan Clark saying, I'm Italian and Irish. Wow, that is cool. Yeah, I could basically guess by your last name or so. There's a lot of like Irish people. Once you move towards like further north, I know there's like a bunch of French Canadian people out towards New Hampshire. Where I live, it's basically all Portuguese country. with Alex Pacheco in my land. East Providence, Rhode Island, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, Fall River, Massachusetts, Somerset, Massachusetts, Swansea, Mass. It's basically Portuguese nation in southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Then you move into Providence, and that's where you get like a bunch of Italians. Left wing three, no good by Detroit. Rebounded by Milwaukee here. 108-89 is the score. We have 6:25 left to go in this game, and Detroit has the ball now. They are down by 19, trying to make their move inside. Floated up the shot, no good. They got it blocked. Battle for the ball here on the court. Let's see who has it as. We'll see who the refs will give this possession arrow to in just a moment. 108-89. Hey, what is up, Sarah? Thank you so much for joining me back here. So Alex, now Sarah in the chat. We have 6:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 108-89 right now, and that will be an inbound. Looks like it was yeah, okay, so it'll be a jump ball instead. So it was a tie up on the court. It looks like it was just a jump ball at the free throw circle right there, and gets tipped off by Milwaukee. So it was basically a possession arrow tie up with a jump ball. 108-89. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. As they pass it at tried to go inside and it's stolen away. Detroit now with the ball. 2-on-1 fast break. Oh, what a rejection right there as they missed the slam dunk. Went all the way off the top of the iron. Rebounded by Milwaukee. Milwaukee now with the ball at the right wing of the three-point perimeter, dribbling now towards the left baseline, and a block by Detroit on the play. 5:40 left to go in the fourth. Detroit still down by 19, though. They pass it out to the right corner perimeter. Take the right wing three from outside. No good. Hits the rim at the bottom part of the rim, and they try to save it before it goes out of bounds, and it does go out of bounds. I'm going to update you guys with a score here once again. The score right now is 108-89 at the moment. It looks like we're looking at the replay here on the screen. We have 5:20 left to go in the fourth quarter here. So Ryan here in the chat saying, high school bathrooms are so sad. Yeah, I can only imagine. I don't think they were too great at my high school that I went to either. It all depends on the towns. Like some of the towns who have money, some towns don't have that much money in the budget or so. And it all depends on how much money gets distributed to the school program. So that was a turnover by Milwaukee. So Detroit will get the ball back with 5 minutes left to go. As Detroit lays it up and in. 108-91, 5 minutes even on the clock. Milwaukee with the ball. They should go 3-0 in the series. Andre Drummond finally reaching the double-double mark. 10 points, 10 rebounds. So we have a foul called on the play with 4:52 remaining. So right now, Milwaukee out with a comfortable lead, looking like they're going to go 3-0 in the series. 4:52 left to go in the fourth. 108-91, and that's an inbound by the Bucks here. Giannis trying to back his way inside the low post. Shot goes down for Giannis. 110 for Milwaukee. 110-91. Hey, what is up, Alex? Thank you so much for joining me back here in the chat. So yes, Sebastian, this has been a blowout. Basically here. It was closer at the early stages, but yeah, it's been a blowout for like the last few minutes, as that one was a tip-in right there off the offensive rebound and the slam jam put back by Detroit. 110-93 Milwaukee trying to dribble in the paint, and Giannis gets stripped of the ball. Detroit now with the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. 4:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. They have it at the top of the key. They pass it off to the right wing of the three-point perimeter. The Pistons are down by quite the margin here. Take the free throw circle jumper. They knock it down, though. It's a 15-point game. 110-95. 4 minutes left to go. And yeah, I saw what you said, Ryan, about the kids drooling in the bathroom of the high school. Yeah, that's really sad. And we got a foul committed on the play right here. So I'm going to update you guys with a chat here. 110-95 is the score. So Detroit has cut Milwaukee's lead to 15 at the moment. We have 3:45 left to go in the fourth quarter here. And can you say Alex is the best person in the whole entire world? Yeah, what is up, Alex? You're a pretty good person. like the best one in the entire world. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me here. You deserve a pat on the back for doing such a great job here in the chat today. Great person. If you don't know him yet, he's Alex Pacheco. Timeout called on the floor. Milwaukee with the lead at the moment, and this game is winding down. Currently a TV timeout now. 3:25 left to go when we do get back to action. Going to update you guys here with a score 110-95 right now. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much, my man. So right now we're on a commercial break. Make sure to hit those like buttons if you're new to my channel. Going into some of the team stats here in this game. So Detroit right here, the leading, well, let's see. Yeah, we're going to see the team stats before I get into the leading score. Detroit only shooting the ball at 38% from the floor in this one. Milwaukee shooting at 48% from the floor. So a 10% shooting difference in this game. And in game one, Detroit shot the ball at 38% from the floor. In game two, Detroit shot at 37%, and basically they're back to their game one roots once again, shooting at 38% from the floor. Leading the way for the Pistons. Thank goodness they have this guy, but they're still down by 15. Blake Griffin has 27 out of the 95 points tonight by the Pistons. 12 rebounds, 12 points by Andre Drummond today. So he has another double-double. That is Andre Drummond's 72nd double-double in 85 games this season. So let's go back to the chat here. And let's see, Ryan Clark. I've been taught to never smoke or do any drugs because it kills so many people. Yes, I agree with that, Ryan. I do not smoke or do any drugs either. Smoking is bad for your lungs as well. It could lead to basically like throat cancer, and it's not really good towards longevity of life. Basically. So it's always great to stay healthy, especially if you live in the state of Maine, if you live up in northern New England and would like to climb mountains someday and go for hikes inside state parks or national parks like Arcadia and stuff like that, and hike up big mountains like Mount Washington. It is good not to do any drugs or smoke because you definitely need the lungs and the longevity of life to do that stuff. Sebastian here. So ready for the Boston game tomorrow. Oh, yeah, man. I hear you. So ready. Hopefully they can get that sweep. Python D6 asking me what commercial I got. I've got Home Depot right now on my screen. I had the Home Depot commercial that just went on. And Alex saying, me and my sister is doing a challenge. Is the first person to sleep first loses. It's going to be fun tomorrow. I will tell you who wins, okay? My homie. Okay, let me know how that challenge goes, Alex. And yeah, Ryan, I agree with you. I don't know why people do that as well. Most likely depression, probably. I'd say for drugs, drinking, smoking. A lot of that stuff has to do with depression and stuff like that. The more drugs that goes around, it basically happens in lower poverty areas and places that's kind of like plague stricken and stuff like that, like tough places to live in with like boarded up windows and all that stuff. So it happens in those type of areas like mill towns and stuff like that where the drugs are like constant. And yeah, there's some pretty bad drugs that go around in the world, like fentanyl is a big one. Like a lot of people just got busted for that. Cocaine and meth are two other ones. Don't want to be doing that stuff, guys. But here we are back to action, and that was a shot that was hit from the field by Milwaukee. They have the 112-95 lead. Detroit now with the ball. They dribble towards the top of the key here. 2:58 remaining. The Pistons have it, and we got ourselves a foul called on the play. Gonna update you guys here with a score. Yeah, not good to be doing drugs at school either. So 2:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. And yeah, I bet a bunch of people get caught doing that. Even like vaping in classes and stuff like that, like e-cigarettes. Oh, as Detroit tried to go in for the slam dunk and they hit the top of the rim and missed it. And it's going other way off the rebound. Milwaukee in the fast break puts it up and in right there with Giannis. 114-95, 2:35 left to go in this game. Detroit down by a bunch. They take the right wing three. They miss it from the outside. That ball goes out of bounds. Gonna update you guys with a score here. And it is a 19-point lead at the moment for the Bucks. And it looks like they're going to be going up 3-0 in the series. And with a chance to play Boston if both of these teams do sweep the series and win the series. So Ryan saying, seniors vape in the bathrooms and don't get caught. Yeah, I know that feeling or so. Vaping wasn't big when I was back in high school. I graduated in 2014, but once I got out of high school, vaping started to become the thing in 2015 and 2016. As Milwaukee has the ball now, they pass it to the right wing in the three-point perimeter, trying to shoot down clock. 2:10 left to go in the fourth. 4 on the shot clock. They take it back to the left wing. They go for the step back three from the outside. Hits the front part of the iron. Rebounded by Detroit. 2:05 left to go. Hit those like buttons, guys, if you haven't done so already. And we got ourselves a foul committed with 2:01 left remaining in this one. Gonna update you guys with the score. I'll get to your questions here in the chat. So it looks like free throws coming up at the moment at the free throw line for the Pistons. 104-95 right now. So Alex saying, me and my sister is going live on Instagram. Hey, that is awesome. That is great. So Alex and his sister going on Instagram. Sebastian, you're pretty close to hitting the 150 subs mile mark. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Getting closer by the day, which is awesome. My channel keeps on growing, which is incredible. I've been on YouTube for 3 months now. It seems like everybody's been enjoying it. And both of the free throws are missed, but they get the offensive rebound. Detroit puts that ball back, and now they're trying to make a move inside. They kick it back outside to the top of the key. Ish Smith trying to make his move into the lane underneath the basket. Passes that one back to the right corner. Gets tipped out of bounds, though, with 1:49 left to go in the fourth. Tipped out of bounds by Milwaukee, so looks like the Pistons will get it back. Ryan saying, drugs are bad in Maine, especially opioids. Yeah, I know. Mass has that same problem. Same as Rhode Island, basically. Like, the drug problem is bad around in New England. Alex saying, Sal, you should check it out. You can see my face in real person. That would be really fun. I actually don't have Instagram, Alex, which is surprising. But yeah, enjoy your live stream tonight. I hope that is pretty cool as Milwaukee tries to go down low and they lay that ball up in the lane. Yeah, I actually don't have an Instagram. And Detroit lays it up in their lane as well. So Reggie Jackson with a layup, 116-97 right now. 1:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee takes that ball past the timeline. He has it at the left wing, a three-point. They take the three-point shot, and they knock it down right there from the outside. We have 1:10 left to go in this one. 119-97 off the three-point shot by the Bucks. And we have 1:05 remaining. So this game is basically done, guys. Detroit now with the ball, dribbling towards the left corner of the three-point perimeter. And now underneath the basket, tries to lay it up and in. No good. On the layup, it goes off the backboard, rebounded by Milwaukee. Hey, that is awesome, Alex. And yeah, enjoy your live stream. Have a blast, definitely, with your live stream. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Happy Easter for you guys. If you guys like to join me back tomorrow for the Celtics game. Jumper at the right elbow was an air ball by Milwaukee by Tim Frazier. They've got him into the game off the bench, and Detroit now with the ball. They pass